Hello, class. Welcome. We are here. We are starting today on the M1G Lore stream. Make sure to take notes, guys. Make sure to get your pencils out. There's going to be a quiz at the end of the class. So you better be ready. You better be ready. The final exam is next week. Make sure to take notes, class. Today is the day. Let me start recording this, actually. I'm going to be recording this whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the M1G Lore stream. No test. Quizzes, no. This is... Professor M1G, I forgot to do my homework. Don't worry, this is the only class. Look, there will be a test. Once I actually write the test. I haven't written the test. I was gonna do that, but I literally spent. Let's see. Let's. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Let me just show you right here. Oh, that double inputted for some reason. There are 15,000 words in this document. 15,000 words. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, I've been working on this since October 18 of 2024. Last year. 10/18. Let me just preface everything that's going on here. This is going to be the lore all the way up until the end of Skyblock Kingdom Season 1. Everything beyond that is currently ongoing, so I can't really reveal anything about it. It does give some context for things that may be happening in Season 2, but it's not going to answer all the questions. It's going to leave you with enough mystery to be like, what's Mig Prime's deal? Yeah, who is this wizard guy? You wrote an essay? I wrote a freaking novel. Nah, not a novel, but like close. Well, what convenient timing. Hello, voided. 9 months, thank you. I'm actually going to write this down. I'm actually doing notes. Okay. Well, let's let it, without further ado, you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Let's begin. We must begin, right? I have tea with me too, because my throat's feeling a little scratchy, so it's helping me. Also, I'm only streaming on Twitch, which means you guys get music. You guys get the music that I'm listening to. This is literally the music. I literally just put this playlist together like on Saturday night, and it's just a bunch of J-pop music because I've noticed I've been listening to more and more of it. So I just kind of put together a playlist. It is public on my account. I have my full playlist of every bit of music that I listen to right there, which I will play that playlist from time to time now. But yeah. Let us begin, though. The M1G is a collective, not just one person. Their mission has always been simple, to create the perfect Minecraft world. For a time, there was only a single M1G, the one that you see in front of you right here, who had set out to create a world for all to enjoy. Unfortunately, before any of those worlds truly began, they ended to the rules set in place. So, back in 2016, I made a couple series of worlds that I called Hardcore Survival. They weren't really hardcore. We died a ton in those worlds, me and my buddies, back in middle school. So, yeah, that was the first M1G. And the reason why he's the first M1G is because it was around that time that I had renamed my channel to M1G, and that ended up being my channel name for all these years, like 9 years now at this point, almost 10 years. There has been almost 10 years of MIG, guys. I've been making videos for a lot longer, but that was before I became MIG. So, yeah. Unfortunately, because of the way I had the worlds, like the rules of the world, the rules of the world were we had to keep going until we defeated a final boss. And I guess the hardcore element was we always played on hard mode, which was kind of the big thing, because for me at the time, and for my friends as well, hard mode was really, really difficult for us. Nowadays, I've been playing this game for way too long at this point. Hard mode is easy for me now. I mean, early game, yeah, I do sometimes have trouble, but like when I don't have crazy things happening, I can survive a hardcore world pretty easily nowadays, because I know what to do. I know what things to look for now because, like I said, I just been playing this game for way too dang long. So yeah, sometime after the last world ended, so the last hardcore survival world ended, this original MiG disappeared. Oh, we're going to find these typos everywhere, guys. Sometime after the last world ended, this original MiG disappeared, leading to MiG Prime, who, setting out on the same mission, began a new world, the LP world. So the world that is the main world of the original world of the current generation of MiGs, and that is the LP series. And you've actually seen this LP world in Skyblock Kingdom Season 2. Whenever we're having a conversation with this MiG Prime, they are standing right in front of the ravine base of that original world, which is kind of like, in that sort of representation, it's more of like a mental state, which is why when 222 or 61 are talking to MiG Prime, they're not actually talking to the physical manifestation. They're talking to a version of him that is still within them because they're clones of him. And, they contain some of his memories, but they're so buried deep within their subconscious. Because, like, if you were clones of multiple people and you carried all of their memories, it would be like overload. You would lose your mind. So, eventually, memories just kind of get stuffed back. Like, they still technically exist. They're just buried deep within a subconscious that you have to look for within your own mind, is kind of the idea of this. But yeah, unlike the original MiG Prime was successful in creating a world that would last a while. In fact, I played on it for like a solid year before joining Pleasantcraft, and I got a lot done on that world. I actually learned a lot during that time, because around that time, it was 2019, right? So Phil's had just died. 1.14 was coming out. A lot of people were playing Minecraft again, so I really got into the game and I spent hours. Like, that whole summer of 2019 was a huge evolution for me. I learned how to make an iron farm. I learned how to do more redstone stuff. I got really good at the game's survival mechanics, learned how to enchant the best gear possible, which was really cool. And along the way, another MiG was born on February 22nd, 2020. He was named MiG-222, and I don't have the character sheet fully finished, but some of them will still be here. So we have MiG Omega and we have MiG Prime, and right here is MiG-222. This is one of the main MiGs that we're going to see a lot of. And if you've watched Skyblock Kingdom Season 1 and seen the lore scenes from Season 2, you will instantly recognize him. All right. He took over the creation of the world that MiG. He took over the creation of the world that MiG Prime created, while Prime decided to take a backseat and continue to build the MiG Collective, where more MiGs began to form, including Admiral MiG, who was very interested in the extreme expansion of the Collective. It was in this cosmic world that he created the Cosmic Venator, which would be the hub for all MiGs. So, the Venator canonically came before Pleasantcraft Season 1. Although that's not how it technically worked in real life. Of course, I built the Venator, and then I just kind of schematic this into like the middle of the end. Wait, who? Admiral Mig. This guy is Admiral Mig, and he kind of took up a more like militaristic, like, we're gonna expand the MiG. So yeah. The Admiral has set his sights on a young world, which included many others that could be useful in creating the perfect Minecraft world. After a long conversation and a lot of convincing, MiG Prime authorized MiG-222 to enter this new world. So 222 was currently representing the MiG, which would become an important role within the collective. So being a representative to the outside world, because like, sure, you could have multiple MiGs, but you need to have someone that's like there to talk to people, you know? Professor Mig, will the class be recorded? Yes. I will be putting this on my brand new VODs channel. I will tell you guys what the VODs channel is once I've got everything set up and I'm able to put this first VOD through. But if you want a more abridged version, I'm probably going to work on... The first video I'm going to work on in January is going to go on my second channel. It's going to be this lore stream as like a smaller segment. So yeah, can't wait for people to make fun of me because of the activate Windows thing there. I'm not paying $100. No thanks. So yes, MiG Prime authorized 222 to enter this new world, which they had codenamed PC-1, aka Pleasantcraft. Eager to begin his aggressive expansion and takeover of this new world, Admiral Mig reconstructed the Cosmic Venator in PC-1. You see, the thing about the Admiral was that he was kind of nuts. He was crazy, but that was just because he was stubborn and he really he had a goal. He had a goal. When he looked towards it, he had determination to complete it. So look at how many levels I had. I have 1,100 levels. I remember in Pleasantcraft Season 1, I created a gold farm and I just AFK'd there constantly. And it was the time when you could AFK the gold XP farms using their aggression and entity cramming. So you would shoot at one piglin, a zombie piglin, and you would have one in a boat that would constantly reactivate the aggro on all the other ones. And they would come towards you, and because they were aggro at you, that when they died due to entity cramming, they would drop their XP and the extra loot if you had looting on your sword. So did the Admiral make the portal to link all MiGs? It was MiG Prime who did it, but the Admiral was a big proponent in like organizing everything. He was kind of like the leader. So another character we're going to meet is Dr. Mig, and he's going to be more of the scientist who actually makes all the systems in place, including the clone regulation system, which will become very important later on in the story. So, yeah. So, yeah, the creation of MiGs was a very chaotic time at the start because there was no proper system in place to make so that the mental split didn't result in any negative outcomes, like a MiG who was completely unstable and unable to, you know, function properly, and or just a MiG that would go so insane that he would just die. That's the lightest I could put it. But yeah, so the Admiral went to Pleasantcraft Season 1, and he spent some time there. He just goes poof. Yeah, like how Minecraft characters die, yeah. After a few months, other Pleasants discovered a strange set of skulls and a book at a ruined nether portal that they found through a man-made tunnel, and the Admiral took an interest in these items. After a thorough investigation, he realized that there was something more to this world that others didn't understand. He silently recruited MiG-221, the scientist of the MiG Collective, to research these anomalies of PC-1. After heavy exploration of this strange world, 221 found a temple that was close to the base of a member named Zero. Zero was one of the founding members of PC-1, and this temple had been rumored to be the home of an illegally obtained item, to which no one knew what it was or how it was obtained. 221 brought this finding straight back to the Admiral. 221 is a very practical and scientific person, and he knew that the Admiral was very ambitious and always followed through on whatever he was planning. 221 was concerned about what the Admiral had wanted to do with these mysterious items and asked as such. The Admiral answered, "These items may have some sort of connection to the creation of the world itself. I would like to preserve it, and have you possibly research their properties." Knowing what he knew about the readings that the item at the temple gave off, 221 knew the Admiral wasn't being entirely forthright about his intentions, but either way, 221 himself was curious, so he gave the location to the Admiral. All right, we're going to pause the music. I'm going to pull up a clip. We're pulling up a clip. I got to just find the right spot. I should have put the timestamps before, but I kind of ran out of time. All right. So this is the first thing that he found.
Out what happened. General Zero assigned me to go to an old temple. As I was flying there, my elytra broke, leaving me only to travel on foot. The temple was ginormous. In the temple was a parkour course that led up to a certain spot at the top. I concluded that my only option was to go up that parkour course. Without my elytra, I couldn't just fly up there. I failed several times as my parkour skills were a little rusty. I began to fail a lot, which led me only to frustration. Until I was able to finally beat it. At the top was an armor stand with a certain axe. This axe had, at least like 10 enchantments on it, and was named Axe of Vatu. To determine the power that this axe had, I tried to fight a couple mobs with it. When I killed that piglin, it made me realize just how powerful this is. So yes, we have got an axe, and it is called the Axe of Vatu. So this thing has been it's been kind of like really making me scratch my head because I do not know how this happened. I just don't know how you just get all of this on an axe. I mean, this is crazy. And I don't know who this Vatu character is, but I don't know. I feel like he's connected to what's going on here. And I believe, I mean, General Zero doesn't really tell me everything. He's kind of a higher up, and some of the stuff he deals with is way above my pay grade.
Wait a minute. You're probably asking yourself, who the heck's General Zero? We'll get to that. But yeah. So he finds this thing, this axe that had some weird special properties, and he brings it to 221 for research. 221 knew that there was something strange about this axe that was beyond what was already apparent, but he could only do so much research with such limited equipment, and from what he could deduce, the axe held very little power by itself. From the power radiating from the axe, he believed it to be a conduit which needed a proper source of power to bring it to its full potential. He and the Admiral concluded that they will need to find this ancient power that these other Pleasants found. Finding something OP has never gone wrong ever. Never! The Admiral, eager to obtain these mysterious items with the goal of possibly being the ultimate power on PC-1 to aggressively expand the MiG Collective, began interviewing other Pleasants to determine the location of this strange ancient power. After interviewing a few of the members of PC-1, MiG learned that in an attempt to light up a cave while working on another project, Viking pilot in the Littlest Teapot discovered the man-made tunnel that held a creeper skull, a skeleton skull, and a zombie skull, and a book that was named Ancient Text, which was signed by Raba. And now, before any of y'all say anything, yes, I'm aware where some of these names come from. All of you Avatar fans probably like, what? What? Vatu and Rava? What? Those are just names that that came up like just for these characters, because this was like server-wide lore. Like, this was server-wide lore that was happening, where we use these characters that we had like the usernames for, like Rava and Lord Vatu. So we just use them as like sort of like deities of this of Pleasant Craft. So yeah. But yes, he found something interesting, something very interesting, and he went to meet up with Viking pilots to investigate the matter. All right.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, okay. Well.
What's up?
So, I have been given a tip by a fellow Pleasant that there is something...
Why are you here?
Well, first of all, I have to do this investigation, but I'm very close to, I believe, finding out the final clue that I need.
Wait, investigation of what? What are you doing?
Oh, so...
Sorry, I'm sick, so I'm kind of loopy, so you may have to repeat things.
Okay. So, I was given a task by my boss to find some sort of thing that's causing weird stuff to happen on the server. And he doesn't tell me exactly what it... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to punch.
Ow.
He doesn't tell me he doesn't tell me exactly what's going on, because apparently it's above my pay grade. So, I just need to investigate. So, do you have a certain set of skulls in a book?
I do.
Where?
I do.
I must see it. I must see it.
Ha! Sorry, I do. Yeah, I have. In my bedroom. Have you been in my bedroom before? I found this way here too.
Yeah.
You have been in my bedroom. How did you miss this then?
How did I? What? Wait.
These three. Okay. So let me tell you.
Can you make sure not to tell my boss, please, because he's gonna kill me.
I don't know who your boss is. You know those abandoned portals that spawn randomly? It was one of those. But
Yes,
it spawned
yes.
like bubble. It was in a bubble, and the only way in and out of this bubble was the man-made tunnel that someone had dug. So, and in the chest were these skulls. Blah blah blah.
Yes, yes.
And this book.
Huh.
Yeah, this book, which has been driving me crazy with translating it for the last few days. The only thing I got is it says legendary something. Books, legendary boots, legendary doggo. I don't know, though.
So, it seems that there are... I see the numbers here. It seems that these are directions. And it must be involved with the skulls, because I see the faces here.
Yeah, you see the face, right? It looks like the skeleton
Yes.
skull. The lines.
So, legendary something. Legendary power?
I mean, that's a 5-letter word with the second letter being an O. Legendary power.
And I see these little, like, light bulb things. Maybe it's something to do with the skulls? Is there some secret that they have that maybe we don't know about?
I did try wearing the skulls and reading the book. It does not help translate. I don't know. I always thought that the light... I think you said the light bulb looking ones. I thought they looked like an amulet. If you look in the book, they kind of look like an amulet. Or a rat's face. Like a mouse nose, you know?
I see. Interesting. Well, this is not what I was looking for at all. Well, I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye, Meg.
He lied. That was exactly what he was looking for. That was a lie. This is the Admiral, right? And the temple was 222? No, the Admiral went to the temple. The Admiral went to the temple. So, he went to interview him. And he went back and after the interview with Viking, he immediately called a light cruiser in to be able to have a proper research base. And that was at 221's request, because 221 needed a little bit more space to actually try and figure out what was going on. This eagerness for this ancient power began to drive the Admiral mad, to the point that he had to convince himself that he was under the orders of a General Zero, who was asking him to do this in the name of the Republic. There was something influencing him to see these visions. He managed to hide this pretty well from 221, but the scientist still noticed a change in the Admiral's personality. There was more anger and impatience over the process, and his original goal of the expansion of the MiG Collective seemed to become less and less important. But even then, 221's suspicions were only that. Suspicions. And unless he could prove there was something nefarious planned, all of this could be chalked up to be just the Admiral's ambitions, which usually lead him to be completing the goals he looks to achieve. So, 221 continued his work, keeping an eye on the Admiral. So, this General Zero was a phantom. He didn't really exist. But there was something convincing him that it was real. And so who's that? No one important, because he doesn't exist. But he was convinced. And it got really bad. It got really bad, as you can see from this clip.
General, I did not expect you here today.
This was too important for just a call. This light cruiser needs to be rebuilt as soon as possible. It will be needed in the future tests of our new experimental armor that Camino has been developing.
Understood. Furthermore, we will need it for our tests on what I believe to be the ancient power.
Ah, yes. Will you show me?
As you wish. I present to you the 3 skulls, found by Viking pilot in the littlest teapot at the base of the teapot. The skulls came along with a book that I believe to be unimportant.
And why is this unimportant?
The text was barely legible and written in a language I could not understand. The power clearly lies on the skulls, and I know it.
Are you so certain? Or did you just forget the book?
Even if I wanted to get the book, it has recently fallen into another's hands, and I have no idea who.
Blast me! You better be right about this. Anyway, these skulls. How is it you think these hold power?
From what I could read, the book depicted the skulls and an explosion, or what looked to be an explosion, indicating that the skulls could unleash some sort of power. This and the fact that they were discovered mere weeks before you contacted me led me to believe this is exactly what we were looking for.
You better be right. Get to work.
As you wish, General Zero.
So yeah, he kind of lost it. Kinda. And this was affecting his focus on the goal. After some extensive research and tests on the skulls, it was determined that they were also conduits that needed a power source. 221 approached the Admiral about the other item that the Pleasants had found, the book. The Admiral explained that the book itself had no power, and the text itself, on top of being made up of random symbols, was torn apart. Trying to piece together a meaning would be a waste of time. 221 pointed out that there was clearly a missing piece to the puzzle, as despite containing immense power, the skulls and the axe were only parts that made up a whole, and it cannot be coincidence that the book was left with the skulls. The Admiral agreed and left to go obtain the book. MiGs going insane seems to be a familiar theme. Fortunately for the Admiral, by the time he approached Viking for the book, Viking had already wanted to get rid of the book, as he seemed to be cursed with the book. He tried to give it to many different Pleasants, and all of them attempted to destroy it, each time the book had reappeared in Viking's base. So the Admiral had no trouble taking it, and since he didn't plan to destroy it, he figured there would be little chance that he would have to grab it from Viking again. So, this book, for some reason or another, could not be destroyed, and that would be a common theme for certain objects in Pleasantcraft Season 1. The Admiral, who had grown paranoid and delusional through the influence of the axe of Vatu. So this axe was it's kind of like the One Ring, it kind of has a mind of its own and wants to do the bidding of its master. So really, this General Zero figure was just a manifestation of the axe. And obviously it grew to take hold of the Admiral and give him a sense of kind of insanity, but it only just amplified what was already there to an extreme degree. So he was already overly ambitious and a little crazy. So it just went even further with the axe. So it's not like one of those things where he turned into a bad guy because of an evil object. His tendencies for evil became even more amplified as a result of the axe, and the axe was only showing him what he wanted to see, but it didn't have his interests like in its mind either. But due to the influence, the Admiral had locked 221 out of PC-1. He had to see this experiment through himself. As he began to realize 221's mistrust and concern, 221 would ruin everything in his eyes. 221 realized that the influence of the axe is what caused this change in behavior, and tried to lay out a plan to get the Admiral out of PC-1. But it would come too late to save this young world. On June 18, 2021, after leaving a celebration of the PC-1 world, Admiral Mig, who had reached a critically deteriorated mental state from the Axe's influence, returned to the light cruiser to unleash the power of the skulls, as he believed it would give him and the other MiGs the legendary status of operator on the world, and that they would shape the world to their liking. He pulled the lever that would begin sending power through the axe, book, and skulls, and something strange occurred. Another clip. Another clip.
I know he's worried.
All right. Okay.
Two, one. Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening? Things are happening. What? Rava joined the game. Rava joined the game. What? No. No. What happened? What?
Come on, the.
What? What?
Where are we?
What's up? Whoa, my God, Rava?
What?
Rava?
What?
What is happening?
What is?
this?
What?
Who is this person?
Who is?
You fools! You have messed with a power you do not understand. For this transgression, you will pay with your minds.
He had unleashed a power he did not understand. This was the author of that book that they found earlier. So, a bit of history about the Pleasant Craft Season 1 world. Rava came before all the members of PC-1, alongside his brother, Lord Vatu. They both set out to create a perfect world that would bring players together. But over time, Vatu found that he loved the status of operator, as it gave him complete control over the properties of the world and could bring more powerful ideas that could give him complete dominion over the world and its members. Rava began to notice Vatu's affinity for creating items that no normal player could create, witnessing the creation of the infamous Axe of Vatu. When Vatu created the skulls, it became very apparent to Rava that Vatu wanted to remove Rava's influence and demote him to player status. Feeling betrayed by his own brother, Rava reluctantly decided to quickly remove Vatu's operator status, as Vatu was close to completely destroying everything Rava had built. Vatu, realizing that he had no way to continue his plan, hid the skulls, axe, and a book he and Rava wrote at the creation of the world. He went into hiding to make his brother believe he had left. He then hatched a plan to get the future members to find the ancient powers and influence them into activating them, which would bring Vatu back to power. The Admiral and everyone else were teleported into a white void where Rava stood beside them. Rava realized that Vatu had one ace up his sleeve, and the activation of the axe of Vatu had brought Vatu back to power. And so Rava had to defeat him. He then banished the Pleasants to a new world where they would be left unsafe and not under Rava's protection. Mig pissed off God. Yeah, exactly. That's just what happened. The Admiral returned to the Cosmic Venator. He was rambling incoherently and remained in the portal room. Mig Prime was immediately alerted by the ship that someone had entered through the portal. So he rushed with MiG-221, the doctor, and MiG-222, the main MiG, to the portal room. 221 examined the Admiral and began to realize the effects of that axe had began to realize the effects that the axe had on the Admiral. As the Admiral started to recover, he told 221 about the delusions he was fed, like General Zero, someone who never existed, and the lust for power that the axe held. Unfortunately, due to his mental state, the Admiral could not be brought to PC-2, which was beginning soon. In fact, it was happening the very next day. Mig Prime had asked 222 to go, but it seemed that he was too focused on finding other options to perfect their plan. Mig Prime himself couldn't go as he had the important job of overseeing the Cosmic Venator to find other worlds, and another mission that he had not informed the rest of the MiGs about. So he found a young MiG, who at that point had only been working farms and supplying food to the other MiGs, to take on the mission. This MiG had the drive and the work ethic that the Admiral had, but without the stubbornness that led the Admiral down the path he did. It was then that Mig Prime had selected MiG-621 to continue the mission in PC-2. So, enter MiG-621, your favorite axe murderer. But he wasn't always that. He was once a normal guy. He was a young MiG. He was a farmer. By farmer, I don't just necessarily mean like potato farms, carrot farms. He was an engineer. So, like, sugarcane farms, like flying machine ones, mob farms, all the redstone stuff. He was a wizard at it. But he was just a designer. So, yeah. So, this is the new MiG. This MiG was a young MiG. He was kind of timid. He really didn't know what he was getting himself into. For MiG-621, this was a very sudden promotion. He went from a random farm worker to the MiG. To be the MiG was to be the face of all MiGs. It was a very high honor, but also a great pressure. He had never been outside the Cosmic Venator at that point, but he had learned of the worlds the other MiGs traveled. He was very good friends with the Admiral, listening to his stories and adventures on PC-1. But being that close to the Admiral, it was quite a surprise to him that the Admiral was deemed unfit to continue the role as the MiG. Unfortunately, he had little time to find out what happened to the Admiral before being sent on his mission, as PC-2 would start the very next day. Are both of these docs going to get posted by chance? Eventually, once everything is fully finished, finalized. 621, now the MiG, which is what he's going to be referred to as for up until certain events, entered this new world and met the amazing people that the Admiral told him about. It was a wonderful experience for him to meet people that were so very different from himself. And although he didn't really have a game plan to start off, his enjoyment of the people around him satisfied his hopes of what a Minecraft world could be. For PC-2, the plan for all the members was to reside in the End for the first 6 months, as the world was said to be destroyed and rebuilt anew when those 6 months had ended. All the Pleasants had entered the End very quickly to fight the Ender Dragon. They fought her. They not only fought her once, but 20 times, so they could open all gateways, as they would build each of their houses on the other side of their own gateway. The MiG, after finding his gateway and settling in, built a Millennium Falcon as a starter base, but it was apparent that his creative skills, while not lacking in any way, were met by his own self-doubt. The immense pressure of being the MiG made him question his skills. The Falcon remained pretty unfinished and he struggled to figure out what to do with his base, which would be a recurring theme with this MiG. After some talks with MiG-222, who had quite a bit of experience as the MiG, The MiG had found some inspiration for the base in the end. He was to build Mos Eisley from Star Wars, with the main base being the Mos Eisley Cantina. He had very quickly built up the cantina, which, while lacking some color, met the aesthetics of the desert planet of Tatooine, considering one could say that the end itself was a desolate desert. Shortly after, the MiG aggressively expanded Mos Eisley, starting with covering the entire area of his base in sand, really turning the entire area into a true desert. He had big plans for multiple farms and villager trading halls, which he had spent quite a bit of time outlining and getting ready. However, he had another idea for the cantina, which would eventually lead to some serious trouble for the MiG. As in the Star Wars universe, the MiG wanted to turn the cantina into a real cantina by selling potions. He wanted to make it so that his potions were really special, but he had trouble getting ideas. So he had recruited Cale Hamrin, a good friend of MiG-222, to be part of this project. And it was the perfect plan, as Cale Hamrin had recently obtained the Ender Dragon Egg after being blown up by another member, Sad Milkman, who had built up quite a reputation for scamming and being a generally scummy businessman. This was all the way back in 2021, guys. Cale and the MiG used the dragon egg as an ingredient for each potion. This was just lore stuff. This didn't actually happen. Like, this was just a story. Creating a lab underneath the cantina to make the potions. They spent a lot of time putting together the equipment and a lot of diamonds gathering the resources to make the base potions. The MiG himself spent over 2 hours making the first batch of potions and to put into the circulation. Once it was completed, Cale and the MiG opened the cantina for business. Unfortunately for them, the first to enter the cantina was Sad Milkman. Oh, blame Sad Milkman. Exactly. All right. Another clip, guys. Another clip.
To walk through the door right now. I'm just gonna keep doing this until we get our first customer.
All right.
Wouldn't it be crazy if a customer were to walk through the door right now? Wouldn't it crazy be walk door customer? Wouldn't it be crazy if a customer walked through the door right now? It would be crazy if a customer were to walk through the door right now. Wouldn't it be crazy if someone were to walk through the door right now? Right.
Hi?
Ben?
Hey.
It actually worked. It actually worked. Told you.
I mean, I wasn't doubting you. Welcome, Milkman, to
hey,
Mos
boys.
Eisley Cantina. Or
Yeah.
Mos Einstein.
Yeah. I heard you guys had just opened. What you got for sale here?
Well,
Potions,
we
mostly,
got a variety
but-
of potions here, and they're premium potions. They're
Ooh.
a diamond per potion. And
Wait, a diamond?
Now,
Yeah.
these aren't any potions, Milkman. These potions are all... They all contain a very special, very secret ingredient that you cannot find anywhere else in the entire, well, multiverse, really.
Huh. Interesting. So you're telling me these all cost a diamond? That's like a bit steep, isn't it? How much is this going to cost me if I want? of
let's see. So like let's say a diamond per potion. That's like 27 diamonds. So that's 3 diamonds. That's 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 diamond blocks.
So you're the owner of a very successful casino, though, right? You should have that kind of, walking around money.
I mean, I did make a little bit of money today, but tell you what, I'm gonna run over to my casino, see if I have anything in reserve. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We're just not cut out for the cutthroat business of sales.
No. I think we can get him. I think he says he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back with his diamonds because he runs a casino.
Yeah.
He's probably rich.
True. I mean, I'm sure every casino owner is, a man of their word. I'm sure he wouldn't try to scam us or anything like that.
I wouldn't think he would scam us because, you see, look,
even though he does pay me in chorus coins, which is a bit annoying, at least I can convert them, of course. And also, I mean, he did pay like extra for rockets earlier. Like he you know how mines are like a diamond per 3 stacks.
Oh
He paid a chorus coin for each stack that he got. So I mean,
he must be doing pretty well for himself.
I mean, he basically gave me a donation. I'm already kind of giving away some of my diamonds to Viking, so having that extra diamonds kind of helps me.
We do have like a high-tech security system here, right? Like the cameras, lasers.
I mean, hey, you're talking to me who made that super advanced door right there. Of course my security is great.
Of course.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, hello.
If it isn't Sad Milkman, you know, our best and only, I mean, best, certainly not only customer.
Yes.
We get a lot of business here.
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, I'll tell you what. I would like to take your entire stock, please.
Oh, wow. Entire stock. Okay.
Yeah, I have the diamonds right here. How much did you say it was going to be again?
It's about 18 diamond blocks, which I'm sure you have, of course.
Oh, 18?
Yeah, 18.
I could have sworn you said 8.
You do have a payment, right?
Well, I am a few diamond blocks short, unfortunately. But here, I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna rob you. Here, I'll give you your boxes back now. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll come back another time when I actually do have the diamonds. I didn't realize what you had said.
Oh, okay. Well,
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well,
thank you
y'all
for
are
not
running a
scamming
good
us, by the way.
business here. Yeah. I'll definitely be back. Well, I'm gonna be on my way now. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
What a nice guy.
I know. Like he just, he didn't steal anything. He gave us back. Wait a minute.
What? Wait. Nope. There you go.
Milkman?
61 had gotten scammed by the milkman. So, milkman, after taking the after leaving, he instead of grabbing more diamonds, he made 6 shulker boxes that were the exact same color, so that when he threw them back at me, I didn't notice at first. But when I placed them down, I realized he swapped them with empty shulker boxes. He swapped them with empty shulker boxes. So yeah. Notorious scammers struck again, and the swap boxes with the potions swap the boxes with the potions with identical boxes that were completely empty. This enraged the MiG, as he spent many hours and many diamonds to prepare the potions for the shop, and it was all stolen in one fell swoop. Kale and MiG immediately made their way to Milkman's base, Lost Chorus, to confront the scam man about what had just happened. The duo walked up to Milkman in front of the Lost Chorus casino and tried to pressure him to give back the potions. Initially, Milkman feigned ignorance, but quickly pivoted. He proclaimed that he would just not give up the potions, even after Mig and Kale threatened to take Lost Chorus. Milkman would not budge. So Mig informed Milkman that he would be back, and he was coming for Lost Chorus. So he gathered a group of people. I know I'm already going to another clip. He gathered a group of people that stormed the casino. And very quickly was able to take Lost Chorus. Oh dear. Three, 2, 1. Charge!
Oh, what the
no.
heck?
What?
Oh, yo!
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. Shields! Use your shields!
Okay, just stand in the middle. They can't really hit that much.
They can't hit the middle. GG! GG!
Okay, we got over.
Oh, they're
we got
out of
over.
fire. They're out of fire. Oh. Oh, there's poison.
All right, you good? You good?
Has everyone
Okay.
got milk?
Okay. We're good. We're good. Okay. I think we should.
To the
Let's
office.
go
To the office.
to the office. But be careful. Be careful.
Milkman.
Where
Where are they at?
where'd they go?
Are they behind the? There's more honey. What the heck?
Oh my gosh, so much honey.
Are they hiding behind the chests?
Listen for any redstone or.
Yeah, there
Hold
might
on.
be traps around here. What? What the
Oh
heck?
my gosh.
What the heck?
Whoa! Oh my! Ah! So many of them. Go away.
Okay.
Oh, anything down there? Nope. There's an enderman down there.
Oh, I got an endermite head. All right.
Where'd they go?
Paintings? I mean, there's a lot of paintings behind here. Did they? You have any blocks? Building blocks?
Let's see. I have a couple ends done.
Okay. No, nothing behind
Can
here.
I-
Let's see. What
Nothing
about
behind this one.
here?
Oh wait, I found one. I found one. I
Oh!
found one. Or
Oh,
Kale
right there.
found one. This
All
way.
right. All right. Let's do this.
Eat up. Eat up. There's no one here. There's no traps. Eat up here.
Okay.
Cowabunga!
Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. There's water at the end.
Okay, wait. I'm going through this one. Oh, hey!
Oh,
oh,
jeez!
hey!
Oh,
Okay,
jeez!
Don't go in that one.
Oh, jeez! Don't go through any of them. Oh.
Oh my God!
Don't go through. Which one? Ouch.
Okay. Those three are.
spiders. Are bad.
Those
Spiders
three are
bad.
trapped. Those three are trapped. I think this one maybe. Let's.
Hey, you got some milk, crazy?
Oh, okay. It's not trapped. Oh, I see them. I see them. They're behind here.
Oh, they're right there.
Yeah, they're back there. I think I just got to dig through, but there might be more
pickaxe?
traps. I have a pickaxe. Yes.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no, they're through. They're through. They're through. They're through. Da 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 da.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That was close.
Shoot, that was way too early.
That would have been bad.
You tried
nobody
to trap
move.
us.
Nobody move. Hey. I do not want to see a single one of you move another block closer, or else I'm gonna hit this button right here. You see this?
Oh,
What did that say?
Self-destruct button?
oh, jeez.
No.
Oh, jeez. That
Yeah.
can't be good for us,
Yeah,
gang.
that's right. I bet you didn't expect me to have a self-destruct button. So, so here's what's gonna happen, gang. You guys, you're gonna pack up. You're gonna go home, and I'm gonna keep all this stuff. I'm gonna keep my casino. It's either gonna be that, or I hit the button.
No. You are going to give us everything back, because that's what we deserve. We deserve justice, and that is Lost Chorus and everything, because you've taken this too far, Milkman. Too far.
Very well.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna hit the button.
You ready?
I don't think we should do it, man.
What was that?
I don't think we should do it.
Listen to Cantaloupe on this.
Cantaloupe, I'm sorry, but if we can't have Lost Chorus, then nobody can.
Did he hit it?
Huh?
I think.
I-
Did you hit that?
I did hit it. What the heck?
Is there supposed to be like TNT?
Do you guys
or
hear
something?
anything?
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
Why is this not working?
Nothing? Oh.
Cantaloupe?
Mhm.
Did you like miswire something, or what did you do?
Why the self-destruct?
Well, you clearly did it wrong. Cantaloupe, I gave you one job, man. One job.
You know what? I don't get paid enough for this. In fact, you haven't paid me even once.
And your point is, Mr. Cantaloupe?
This has gotten out of hand. Have you ever considered that maybe you're not the best person?
What? Me? A bad person? How dare you? How dare you? I thought we were partners, Canna.
Maybe these people were right. Maybe it's time you paid the consequences.
What? Wait, no, don't you
Charge!
No. Cantaloupe, how could you?
This is
Cantaloupe.
the end of the line,
Thank you,
Milkman.
Canna.
This is the end of the line. Everything, right now.
I guess I don't have
It's
another
over
choice.
for you.
All
I
right.
surrender.
Yeah! Finally. And that was the end of that saga. The Lost Chorus Casino. Let me just say,
Clump is not Milkman's first venture into trying to create an alternative currency that is worthless. He had Chorus Coin, which was literally just renamed Sunflowers. Join at the end. This is not the end. We're not even close to the end. We're on page 12 of 44. We're only 12 pages in. This is going to be a long ride. Big lore stream. Woo! Yeah. Milkman was finally put into prison for his crimes against PC-2. And the MiG, alongside the other Pleasants, were getting ready for the great overworld reset. The MiG was ecstatic as this reset would allow him to start on his idea for a base in the overworld, a giant mansion with a cave base underneath. It was finally time to shine as the MiG. However, a new member of PC-2 would cause a ripple effect that would only fuel the anger brewing in this MiG. This new member, Base John, while looking for the rest of the members of PC-2, found Milkman in the temporary prison by the portal to the new overworld. Through some not-so-subtle manipulation, Milkman convinced Base John to free him from prison by giving Base John a $5 Starbucks gift card. There was never a Starbucks on PC-2 nor any future realms. With this newfound freedom, Milkman went right through the portal and ran far away to evade the wrath of the MiG and the rest of PC-2. Does it seem that MiG is always fighting with Milkman? Look, all I'm saying is this season was not actually intentional in me fighting Milkman. I wanted to try to become friends with Milkman, but he just can't help himself, can he? He's always got something up his sleeve that I have to be like, come on, dude. let's cool it down, buddy. But yes, we have ads, so we're gonna wait for the ads to continue. But if anybody has any questions, let me know. Y'all have any questions right now? Milkman loves causing problems. It's amazing. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna fix this music overlay. I'm gonna just slightly make it smaller so it fits better with this. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's still legible, is it? Yeah, looks legible enough to me. There we go. Okay. Dude, I'm on page 3 of my notes. Who's your favorite MiG to roleplay? It's a summary. Forever enemies they are. I don't want to be enemies with Milkman. Who's your favorite MiG to roleplay as? It's probably right now. I really enjoy... Oh. What the heck? Why doesn't... What? Hello?
What? Oh, okay, it works now for some reason. I love Bing 331, who is going to be a very major character later on in the series.
I'm so glad my throat's feeling a lot better today. I wanted to do voices today. I love the radio voice. The new one is very fun. Yeah, I do love a lot of the characters. I love playing 621 because I get to go into my deep voice and really feel the angst. This world betrayed me. I also love doing like Migbot. I mean, it's not necessarily my voice, but I do love the voice effect that I have on it. Emo Mig. Can you do the Duvid meal ad again? No, I refuse. I simply refuse. I simply refuse to. I just can't do it. I just can't do it anymore. It's clipped. Yeah, it's clipped. If you want to rewatch it, it's clipped. I'm just not going to do it again. Longs to be soulmates but destined to be enemies. Soul enemies. Is this doomed yaoi? Is that the doomed yaoi that the kids be talking about right now? Is this that darn doomed yaoi that these kids be talking about constantly? No. I don't want to give Tumblr any ideas. I don't want to give Tumblr any ideas. But I guess it's too late now. We can't have Yaoi and M1G Lore yet. Anything could be Doom Yaoi if someone insists it enough. It's not. It's not. I just want to be good buddies. I want to be pals, okay? It's simple as that. Can't a man just have friends? Can't a man just have friends that he just hangs out with? You know, and just, you know. Yes, the just friends. Okay. Leave me and my Doom Yaoi alone. I'm working on laundry while this stream is going on. Not an SPK. Specifically, you can't have friends. No! Just want to be brothers. No more Yaoi. Hey, make the way coolest mod coming through. Yo, Ben! Welcome on in. I'm talking about Pleasantcraft right now. So it's your field of expertise, or it is or it isn't. I don't know. All right, what are you an expert in other than watching things? No, there's no Doomed Yaoi. That was a joke. That was a joke. My lawyer just informed me in my ears. All right, ads are over, so we're gonna go back right into it. So, just a recap from the people that just getting back from the ads. Base John released his side of Milkman from the temporary prison, allowing him to escape. Just after the M1G and many other members of PC-2 had captured him and, you know, condemned him for his crimes. You built the Millennium Falcon in Season 1. No, that was Season 2. You already got stuff wrong, man. Really disappointing. The members of PC-2 were getting ready for their new adventure. The M1G, while the raid on Lost Course was still fresh on his mind, was very excited to work on the project he had originally intended. But as soon as he was ready to go, he and the other Pleasants had found Base John and an empty cage. Base John had released the Milkman, not knowing the struggle to capture him in the first place. The M1G's anger began to grow again, but for now, there's nothing any of them could do about it. So they all gathered around the portal and jumped through. The world that was around them was beautiful, with high mountains, low valleys, flowerful fields, and massive caves. The M1G found himself a large meadow surrounded by steep cliffs, tall mountains, and a giant cave, which was enough to house another base inside. The M1G was eager to start his base, but his dormant anger grew slowly as he realized that he may never find Milkman again. But this was not going to stop him from trying. He shifted his plan somewhat and decided the cave underneath his mansion would be his real base of operations, where he would gather information on the whereabouts of Milkman, as he knew that he would have to come out of hiding sometime. The world was too scarce of resources for someone to go at it on their own. He had to show his face. And on one evening, he went to go meet with Base John.
Hell
no, wait. Freaking YouTube, man. I swear I click on something and it takes me forever. I join for a bit. You join at great time. We're about to watch some Pleasantcraft Season 2. We're about to watch a clip from Season 2 of Pleasantcraft. All right.
Wait a minute. Milkman?
What the? M1G? Wait, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? You should be in jail right now.
Oh, no. Okay, John, time to run.
No,
Sorry,
no. You stay right there. What are you doing with this man? Do you know that this man's a fugitive of the Pleasantcraft server? And you have any idea how much he's stolen from all of us?
No. Hey, you know what? No. I am not going to take this slander anymore, M1G. What I did was completely legitimate, alright? And if you want to put me back in prison, well, you're just going to have to make me then.
Oh, you...
Whoa. Hey, gentlemen. Please. Do you know how hard it is to clean blood off these cave floors? Seriously. Look. Milkman, you want to be free. I get it, okay? Mig, you want justice. But what happens when a criminal gets caught?
He gets arrested and thrown in jail.
No. In the middle, right in the middle. What happens?
I forgot.
A trial.
A trial, Mig. Have you even given Milkman a fair trial?
Well, no, because he literally said that he's not going to return all of this stuff to all of us on the server. So
Yeah,
Look.
but you have no way of proving that, do you?
There's a simple way to prove it, Mig.
fine. I'll see you in court.
Oh, are we actually? You're actually agreeing to this? Wow. All right.
Well, whatever gets you thrown in jail faster, I'm all for it.
Okay. I guess I'll see you in court.
The answer is very hard. It's very hard to clean blood off floors.
So yeah, Milkman was sent to court, and the day of the trial came, and Mig got together with his lawyer, the very prestigious lawyer that went to Minecraft Harvard, Kale Hamron, and they went to do a trial. And oh my god, this is actually going to be really tough. I'm just going to skip straight to the closing arguments. Milkman loves court, yeah.
Pastor in the courtroom. Okay, shall the prosecution give the closing statement?
The prosecution has shown that the defendant, Sad Milkman, is clearly guilty of multiple crimes, whether that be dishonest business practice, theft, of course, money laundering, theft, I think I already said theft, and many more things, attempted manslaughter. I could go on. Really, I believe that the closing statement is what crime did Sad Milkman not commit? We have presented the evidence.
Genocide.
What?
Genocide.
Yeah, probably.
But we don't
Most
know
likely.
that.
He did try and hit a self-destruct button on
He did.
Lost Chorus.
He did.
Whoa. Objection.
We have presented.
He tried.
We have
He never
presented
did it.
undeniable audio evidence, undeniable physical evidence, and the prosecution rests its case.
Defense, your closing statement.
Mr. Kale Hamron, I would say that you've put up a good fight, but if I said that, I would be lying. All right, I just have one question for you.
You have a liar for a lawyer?
Losing lawyers is what?
Huh?
For the first time in my law career, that did not work. It's no wonder because Mr. Hamron has done nothing but lie up to this point.
That is a whole.
That
is a class in Minecraft Harvard, and I passed.
Hey, Base John, get
Look
boned.
at this man over here. Look at this man over here, Mr.
Disgusting.
Milkman. Ever since I've met this man, he's helped me with everything. He's built raid farms with me. He's even given me elytra to clothe me. Okay? He's the only member of Pleasant Craft that has truly welcomed the new member. All right? So I ask you, Your Honor, what is Milkman truly guilty of? Friendship? Being PogChamp? A jail sentence it's simply not the answer here, okay?
Champions.
Milkman going to jail doesn't sound like a good idea, all right? It sounds like a weird setup to a joke or something. So whatever happens, I better not see Milkman in prison. All right, I want to see him walking out of here a free man because that's what he deserves.
That's right.
The defense rests their case.
Looking back from my time with Milkman, personally, I, the judge, was also given $5 Starbucks gift cards in the past.
Oh.
As well.
Whoa.
Just as a personal statement from myself, I was also offered Chorus Coin in exchange for diamonds. Both of you have made some very convincing arguments. There can only be one verdict. The court finds Sad Milkman guilty on all charges.
What?
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
No,
High five,
no,
high
no,
five.
no.
Oh, gosh.
Stop the count.
Sad Milkman will not be serving prison time.
No,
Wait.
what?
That's a dub. That's a dub.
That-
take
I think
those.
that
That's
is a dub.
ridiculous.
We take those.
We're gonna kill him, right?
Huh?
Huh?
Order.
Okay, what is his
Huh?
sentence
Huh?
then? What is his sentence then?
Your Honor.
Milkman's sentence is 3 hours of community service, and he shall pay 64 diamonds.
What? That's a stack.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's
We're talking
not
diamond
bad.
blocks here, right? Just to
Diamond
clarify.
blocks, yeah,
or-
right?
Right?
Nope,
No,
diamonds.
no, no, no,
But
no.
Wait,
there
did you say only
Excuse me?
3 hours of community service?
Only 3 hours.
I'd say that's fair. That is right
What?
down the
Yeah,
middle.
I think
That is
That
not
is
even
right.
close
Where's
to
Teapot's
fair. I
netherite?
think like
Where's Teapot's
at
netherite?
least 3 weeks.
He does have to give an apology, a very,
I mean-
very heartfelt apology to the court
Why?
from Mr. Milkman.
I mean, an
Wait,
apology.
are you serious?
kinda nice.
Do I have to do that? Come
Do
on.
you want to
Do
go
it.
back to prison?
Well, to everyone in this courtroom, I must say, I'm so.
That's okay. That's okay. Try again.
You can do it. You can do it.
Teapot.
Okay. I'm so. I'm so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Or
What a brave act.
Or
What a brave
for
man.
scamming everyone on the server and trying to kill you.
I accept that apology.
And I hope you can all forgive me for my crimes.
if you
And
let me smack you with a piece of bacon, it'll be forgiven.
Sure.
Meat slap. All right.
So we're gonna end with that. But yeah, on the surface, at least to everybody else, Mig seemed to apologize, seemed to accept the apology, but he really didn't. In his heart, he couldn't accept the apology. A few days after the trial, as the Mig's rage brewed to a near boiling point, he decided to double down on his efforts to stop Milkman. He believed that if the law wouldn't bring him to justice, that he would have to do it himself. But he would need help to be able to bring that vision to life. 3 Stream Streak, let's go! Must about have a nice time, y'all. Have a good day. If someone had just the audio, it could have passed as an SBK Season 2 clip. Yeah. Milkman breaking out in hives when saying sorry. Yeah, exactly. I will say, Milkman does definitely sound different than he did before. Mostly because its audio quality has gotten better, and also he's a little bit brighter now. He's a little less like this and more like this. Slightly teenier Mig. The idea of the Mig becoming a vigilante that lives in a mansion on the hills gave Mig-221 the greatest idea, but it would require the creation of a new Mig to have a distinct enough personality and skills to work. The process of creating a Mig is very difficult for a regular Mig like Mig-621, despite being the Mig. It requires a lot of control over the split of one mind into two. If anything goes wrong, it could lead to the death of both Migs. But luckily for the Mig, 221 is an expert of the creation of Migs and knows ways to create more without such trouble. It was then that 221 created Bat-Mig, which 221 did not realize would dig the Mig deeper into a destructive path. He's just less sad Milkman then, yeah. I don't know the intricacies of the Milkman. Depressed Milkman to sad Milkman. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Wait, like Batman? No way, it's Batmig. As Batmig, the newly created MiG, reported his findings back to MiG-221, 221 noticed the same destructive pattern that led Admiral MiG to insanity. He grew weary to the idea that the MiG may have discovered something that MiG Prime had hid away, as it was the same behaviors that was driven by the acts of Vatu influencing the Admiral to do its bidding. After a lengthy battle that nearly destroyed the world, Vatu defeated Rava. Vatu was the ultimate power on PC-1, and with his axe, he could conquer more realms than one. MiG Prime knew this could be a possibility, so he took the axe and hid it away in his quarters. He knew he alone could keep it around him, as an operator can see past the influence of such an object. He knew there could have been a risk of discovery of the axe, and only told 221 that the axe still existed, as to not stir up chaos within the collective. Batmig lost his stuff. 225, baby, yep. The MiG became privy to this specific thing when, and this is going back a little bit, this is backtracking a little bit, this sort of thing, and I tell this story somewhat out of order to keep the pacing, like, good. So, this happened all the way back in October, and it kind of shook the trust of 621 in the MiG collective, but because it basically had been his life that despite having those signs, he kept it down and just kept it in the back of his mind. But one day, while he was just, minding his own business, he was suddenly changed after being killed by Little's Teapot, who had suddenly turned into a vampire. It was in the middle of Halloween, so there was some Halloween shenanigans happening. So, yeah. And then he became a ghost. And he realized other people were being affected by this, so he gathered people together to figure out what the heck was happening. And what ended up happening kind of made him very concerned about what had really happened in season 1 of Pleasantcraft, and PC-1, I mean.
Val, is that you?
Brains?
Val, quick question. Do you remember escaping a lab by any chance?
Brains.
Well, I have a feeling there's someone behind this. Meet me at the lab.
Brains.
Teapot?
Ah! Jeez, the light! Meg, close the doors.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Ah, that's better. I'm sorry about the whole killing you thing. I was really thirsty, I think.
Well, we're gonna have to talk about that later, but I know for certain someone is behind your, condition. Meet me at the lab near Vikings Observatory.
Oh, the lab. Yeah, I know where that is. I woke up there a while ago. It was kind of strange.
Ah, I see. Well, you know where to go.
What now?
Well, I'm assuming you've probably seen enough of the lab, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, I figured out who the other 2 test subjects are, and I asked them to come meet me at the lab. Wanna come?
All right, let's go.
Alright, well, we know that we all have been test subjects of somebody, but we don't know why.
Well, Ducky has been very active on the Pleasantcraft Discord, and has been saying some really weird stuff.
Brains, but brains.
Well, I know for certain Ducky wants in. I mean, I may have been involved in the placement of some Ducky heads.
Frickin' knew it. Oh, what the heck?
What the brains?
What was that?
Excuse me?
You guys heard that, right?
Yeah, but oh my god, can
Was that
we just
outside?
have a normal day on the server just once?
Finally, I made it to Pleasant Craft. Oh jeez, I feel so awful.
Rava was right. You really are fools.
Who are you? What have you done to Ducky?
I am Lord Vatu, and you are my test subjects. And it seems the experiments have gone better than expected. Thanks to your poor Ducky, I am here. She was so adamant about joining Pleasantcraft that she opened a portal from another realm just to get in. But what she didn't realize was that I was ready to strike. And it's a good thing she was easy to influence. After my brother, Rava, banished me many years ago, I was unable to complete my master plan that I spent so long on. So I waited and influenced where I could. I was so lucky I could convince Meg's general to follow my trap. After you angered my brother in the previous realm.
I'm gonna have to do a very quick correction there. It's obvious that I didn't fully plan this out, of course. So we'll just say that Vatu didn't understand who Mig's general was, and it was actually the admiral. So let's just that's the one that's the thing about this lore, right? I kind of planned a lot of it after the fact, so there's gonna be some inconsistencies that I had to redo. But hopefully y'all can accept those little weird things, because I think it gets better as it goes along. It gets better as it goes along.
Left yourselves open to me. You see, he was protecting you, and you spat in his face when you unleashed the ancient power. Now, thanks to your actions, Rava can no longer protect you. And it was a good thing that unleashing those skulls caused such a ripple. Otherwise, I may not have noticed. Unfortunately for now, I do not have enough power in this realm. So this is goodbye for now, my subjects.
So yeah, he kind of came back. Another thing is, I never really ended up following that Vatu lore in Pleasant Craft Season 2, but Thalamin did. So I'd like to give a shout out to Thalamin. Let's see, is his channel still in my description? Hold up, I'm gonna look for his channel in my description. Let's see, is he still here? He's gotta be. He's gotta be. I have a lot of friends. Okay, I found him. So if you want to check out what happens with Lord Vatu, just watch his latest video. It's absolutely great. So if you want to find out what happened there, but unfortunately I wasn't able to be fully part of it, but I did voice Lord Vatu. So if you want to hear more of my voice performance, thank you for the hydrate. Dude, I think I'm lost. What? Come on. Like, my brain hurt. We are 16 pages out of 44. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock in, Water Ghost. You gotta lock in. Okay. What part are you confused about? What part are you... Oh, pause check. What part are you confused about? Because I could explain it to you. Like, what's getting you lost? Because I feel like if we just kind of figure that out, we can move forward. Like the vampire stuff? Oh, it was just something that happened during the server where we had a little Halloween event where people slowly became like monsters. And I became a ghost as part of that little lore. And what the results that we came to was the idea that Vatu was doing experiments to try and influence the world and try to get in. And he used Ducky, a fan of the server, as a sort of conduit and possessed her and took her over as she came in completely, causing Vatu to enter PC-2. So it was kind of its own separate thing that doesn't fully affect the lore, but it affects it enough to make 621 question what the hell happened in PC-1 and why the Admiral was suddenly unfit. You know, it's all completely clear to me. I don't know. I scored well in media literacy. Yeah. You know, the thing is, too, is when I'm writing this, I'm so scared that I'm just going to get immediately picked apart by people who are like much better than me with media literacy. Because I wrote all this out and a lot of it's like kind of summary. Like, this is not like a lot of it gets more into detail as it later goes on because the lore ends up getting fleshed out. Like, these early sections are literally just me trying to piece together little pieces of stuff that I've gotten and trying to just follow a sort of timeline with the lore that is with the stuff that's already been established in videos. And that was the rule I set for myself. And the most difficult thing about that is that certain things, especially in like Pleasant Craft Season 2, did not follow through as I hoped it would. So like certain things just kind of drop off. Like that whole Vatu thing just kind of drops off. But the good thing about it, about including it, is it gives context to 621 as to something that happened and kind of gives him the first sign of trouble about what's really going on with the people around him. Yeah. Gonna fluff up your work with more words myself, rewriting it as a more active story versus synopsis. Yeah, because this stuff leading up to Pleasant Craft Season 3. The Pleasant Craft Season 3 is when it really kicks off and goes into full gear. And like that's where the bulk of this story is Pleasant Craft Season 3 and Skyblock Kingdom Season 1. So when we get to that, it's going to get into much more detail. And I'm not going to have as many scenes though, but I will be acting out some things, which is like voice acting out some things. So you guys are going to get that later on as more things like some of this stuff will be important for Season 2, but you don't have to be here for the stream to know what's going on. It's going to be like the context will be there. 221 is the doctor, right? Yes, exactly. So who is 222? 222 is, look, this is where my useful character sheet is. This is 222. First MiG to watch over MiG's LP after MiG Prime. So this guy is really what a lot of MiGs are based off of. A lot of the MiGs are based off of. I think the only thing I'm not able to track is the numbers, but I will give them nicknames in my head like Crazy Axe MiG. I was just hoping that if I were to say a name enough. But that's just my way of trying to keep track of everyone. Because if I gave everyone names, I'm bad with names. I'm good with numbers. I can memorize numbers a lot better in my head than I can names. So that's just my way of doing it. Because, you know, I'm bad with names. You could tell me your name. I will shake your hand and I will walk away and forget that name, even though you just said it right to my face. And I can even respond to it and be like, oh, your name's George? Hi, George. Walk away. What's that guy's name again? Ooh, this is a good song right here. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. What? Voided. I'm so stupid. I literally have his character down. So the most all clones of each other. They're all clones of each other. Or they're at least clones of a base MiG, which is MiG Omega. That's where all MiGs come from. Except for a few, which we will get to later on. Gonna meet MiG IRL and then he'll never remember he saw Albie. Well, if you don't say that you're Albie, then I won't know that you're Albie. Was there ever an original MiG? Yes. That is MiG Omega. That is the original MiG. He was the one of the first. This guy right here. And this skin right here is literally just like one of those Xbox skins. So yeah, let's get back into it. So now he was pretty much privy to a lot of the secrets that were being kept from him, but he kept that to himself because he just felt like he wasn't trusted. So why should he give any information back? So, you know, that's just how it is. With this, the MiG's trust in the other MiGs was extremely shaken. How could he trust others who won't even tell him the truth? Why give him such a prestigious role, which is a sign that he was chosen by MiG Omega himself, only to shut him out on matters that could be important to a MiG? This is especially considering the fact that the entity that was released due to the Admiral's actions was unleashed on the world the MiG currently inhabits. These questions brewed in the back of the MiG's mind, but he remained undeterred. He was going to finish what he started. Enderman was the one who popped up in SBK Season 1? Yes, exactly. Good, you're paying attention. After hours of research and tracking, Batmig tracked Milkman's base of operations to a cave far away. Fitting for filth like him, the MiG thought to himself. He made his way to the cave to encounter Milkman. The MiG had heard that Milkman had opened up some of his buildings for occupation, so the MiG decided that he would make a secret base within Milkman's base to keep a closer eye on him. Oh. So we're going to watch another bit. I think it's this
Too
one.
long.
Oh. Okay. So he runs into Milkman. And this is the conversation.
Hi.
Well,
What's up?
I have a bit of a favor to ask. I see that you're selling properties here, and as much as I am pretty rich and I'm getting a mansion built, I need a roof over my head for a bit. So will you be able to like show me one of your properties? Because I kind of need a place to just, you know, live. You know what I mean?
Well. Look at this. The man who tried to put me in jail is now looking for
No.
for a home
I'm
in
over
my
that.
city.
I'm over that. I'm letting bygones be
That's
bygones.
just great. No, I'm happy to show you a property. I'm happy to show you a property. Right this way, sir. Right this way.
Okay.
We have many available. Most of them are along this main. Anyone that's marked as free, you can take for yourself. So.
All right. Oh. Okay. This a little too small.
I do apologize. It isn't the cleanest place to live. With
Yeah.
all the
I
fun and such.
understand. I just need a place to rest my head. Free.
Gotcha.
I'd prefer something slightly roomy. I mean, I'm not too worried about the size, but you know, just something to be able to get my work done. I swear, I was looking and I saw a place and it looked perfect. Oh, okay, right here.
Oh,
I believe
alright.
this is the one that I would like. Yeah, it said.
Okay, well, it's all yours, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try to do my best to try and set up in here, just something nice.
Of course. Courtesy of me, the not scammer.
Of course. Not a scammer. Not at all.
You knock yourself out, mate.
All right. See you later. All right. I think that worked. We've got a property here, and it looks disgusting here. I wouldn't want to live here if I had a choice. But you know what? It's the roomiest that we have. Probably the best that we can to get something. So let's take a look at under. Oh, okay. We have more than enough space underground here, so that's absolutely perfect. So we'll use that space that we have to try and make an underground operation here. So let's get started on that. All right, I gathered some materials, and ooh man, this is cozy. Upper floor, not so much, but it's a place to live. I could rest my head here, and also, I'm gonna have to build something underground here to kind of, you know, monitor Milkman, of course, because that's what our plan is. That's the whole purpose of being here. But you know what?
You know what? That's what his plan was, and he did make a secret base. However, with his monitoring, he started to realize that Milkman really did turn over a new leaf. Like, you basically really did turn over a new leaf because he wasn't scamming anybody. He wasn't doing anything like nefarious. Even with his rage, his endless nights of watching Milkman, who, while can be an interesting person for sure, bored the MiG to a point of not even caring about this feud. Even the power of the axe could not give the MiG the energy to care. Oh wait, oh wait, I forgot to correct that actually. Because I didn't confirm whether he actually found the axe. So we could just redact that, honestly. We'll just redact that. See, this is what I mean by I had to change things and certain things got missed. Man, this is like scanning through a large document of stuff, trying to change things. Doesn't work, especially when the document is super long, and sometimes you'll miss things that you should have that you probably wanted to delete. It's lost media for now. So the MiG didn't have the axe yet, but that didn't mean the axe didn't have influence over him, because it was still around. And just like all evil things, it wants to go back home, and it wants to do stuff. It wants to cause chaos. The axe of Vatu still exists. It's currently in MiG Prime's private storeroom, just biding its time, waiting for someone who's not an operator to take it, because MiG Prime, as an operator, cannot be influenced by the axe. Also, welcome on in, Jack Skelly boy. How you doing? But wait, but who is it affecting? It's affecting 621, obviously. But yes, now we make it to Pleasant Craft Season 3, and we still are not even halfway through the pages. We're not even halfway through the pages. Like, there's like so much stuff going on here that, yeah. And a lot more of this is stuff that hasn't been put into video yet, but will be at some point soon. So yeah, now that we've reached the end of Pleasant Craft Season 2, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions about everything in this point of the story? I just want to make sure y'all are still with me. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, exactly. Why are you the way that you are? I don't know. It's just who I am. Like I said, I put a lot of elbow grease into this. One question, though. Okay. Think I'm following so far? I fell asleep. Can you re-explain it? Can you be worse? 61 is the only MiG on PC-2? No. 225, a MiG created it kind of as an assistant to 621 to kind of investigate the Milkman stuff. Was part of it. But unfortunately, once again, certain story things didn't pan out the way I had hoped it would in the original like lore of how I did this. So I kind of just had to end it with kind of an anticlimactic note, because I wanted to have some big battle with Milkman, but we just couldn't mesh together the ideas for it. Is only one MiG in a world at a time? 2 can be in a world at a time. And that's not just for lore reasons. That's literally true because I have 2 Minecraft accounts. Also, where's the spaceship or whatever? It's in a cosmic space outside of time. It's basically outside of the multiverse. And the MiGs, as as part Enderman. Like this is more than just a skin. They are actually part Enderman. So they have like a unique ability to be able to go places that a lot of other players cannot. What if there's 3? There's never 3. Never can be 3. Not possible. So that what if guy? Well, it's a multiverse in terms of like worlds. It's not a multiverse in terms of possibilities. Like they see outside time, but they can't see parallel universes. They can only see unique universes with their own unique properties. They don't have as much power as to change fate itself. They can't they live outside of time, but they can't control where they go in time when they enter. Part Enderman, write that down. That's been part of my lore for a long time. Why do you think my elytra are ender dragon wings? That's been something that I've had for a while. So that's just something, you know. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. I have to use the bathroom real quick. I've been drinking a lot of water because, you know, my voice. So I'm just going to leave you with some music. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit so you guys can just chill out. And discuss amongst yourselves if you want to. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back, guys. Do not worry. My notes are actually semi-helpful. Very nice. Sometimes good note-taking is really helpful for making you understand a subject. I'm giving y'all practice for when you're in school, because school you have to do a lot of that. Good old ADHD brain, so I may not remember. You know what's really funny? My ADHD brain is actually helps me remember so much more. I contain just useless information because here's the thing. The biggest thing for my lore is that I get a lot of dopamine from writing this stuff. It fulfills me to like connect dots in this way. Like all of that stuff that you saw before were just pieces and fragments of little things that happened throughout my series that I managed to interconnect between stories and characters, which is crazy. Don't tell Professor Make I wasn't paying attention in class, guys. Are you kidding me? I will actually start writing notes now. Can I have your mind for that? I need that. You should have started already. All right, let's get back to season 3 of Pleasant Craft, aka PC-3. The MiG spent some time away from his duties in the hopes that he would feel refreshed when PC-3 was ready. He had high hopes for this new world and what it would bring. Even still, there were things that lingered in the back of his mind. He was still concerned he was being kept in the dark about the true nature of the Admiral's actions in PC-1. Something happened which caused the end of that world, and due to the sense of guilt that the Admiral displayed after, the MiG believed that he had something to do with it. The one MiG he had looked up to had disappointed him, and now he had only himself to look up to. Despite the pressure he felt now that he was leading the charge of representing the MiG collective out to the outside world, the MiG faced PC-3 with great confidence. It was very clear that there was a lot of excitement in the MiG as PC-3 began. His confidence in himself was at an all-time high, quickly making friends with the new members as well as his enemy at one time, Sad Milkman. It had seemed that as if the MiG had finally turned a new leaf. Autism makes me remember useless stuff, but literally nothing else. At first, MiG-621, aka the MiG, seemed to have finally broken the mold and even became a business partner with Sad Milkman. Alongside that, he and another member of PC-3, Flippin' Pizza, had teamed up to make the Mega Base Music Park. The base would be a theme park of sorts with plenty of musical elements which would play throughout the park, using skulk sensors to activate the note blocks at the entrance of each building. The base had incredible potential, however, it wouldn't go exactly to plan. It became very clear that there was a big gap between the idea of the base and the execution. The MiG was not very happy with really anything. The buildings lacked personality, the roads needed to be redone, and the musical element was lacking. The very worst part was that the MiG did not know how to fix it. Eventually, he decided to take a break from the project and focus his efforts on projects outside of the Mega Base. The MiG found a lot of success in this, building shops with other members of PC-3 such as Big Hoser, and giving himself challenges to make progression have a higher level of excitement. And he was having fun, even holding a mock funeral for a member who had to leave PC-3, which was the hardest he had ever laughed in his entire life. Things seemed to be going very well, and just maybe he would have succeeded in the MiG Collective's mission of a perfect world. Base John's funeral, yep, that was a fun bit. After returning from another good day in PC-3, the MiG returned to the Cosmic Vendor to give himself a much-deserved break. He got to his quarters and lied down for a bit, just trying to relax. But his mind wandered to a moment in his past, back when he was just a farmer on the Venator. The MiG, or as he was known at the time, MiG-621, was a very good farmer, producing many machines that were utilized to farm resources at a very fast rate and made sure that the other MiGs were well fed and well supplied for any mission. His work always caught the attention of the higher-ups, including Admiral MiG, a high-ranking MiG at the time was given the title of the MiG. One day, right as MiG-621 finished up his duties, he was informed that the Admiral had returned from PC-1 with news of a massive discovery. Excited, 61 ran towards the portal room, meeting up with the Admiral. 61 was always excited to see the Admiral, as he was always viewed the Admiral as a mentor. The Admiral mentioned finding an extremely rare power source, one that came from an operator, which was uncommon in the worlds that the MiG Collective explored. 61 inquired further as to what the object was, but the Admiral said that he didn't know much, and that he's not even sure what he's allowed to share yet. The Admiral and 621 were then stopped in their path by MiGbot, the navigator of the Cosmic Venator and the servant of the MiG Collective. MiGbot informed the Admiral that he had to meet MiG Prime on the bridge. That was the last conversation that the Admiral and 621 shared. Since then, the destruction of PC-1 and 61's duties as the MiG meant that he and the Admiral could never reconnect. I have a struggle reading stuff sometimes. 621, now the MiG, pondered why the Admiral was suddenly unfit for his duties one day. Then just a few months after PC-2 had started, the Admiral was returned to his post, and everything was for some reason back to normal. That was until the day that Vatu had arrived on PC-2, which led to his distrust of the Admiral. He felt something call to him as this anger grew. Big Prime's private storeroom was considered forbidden by the collective to enter, but it wasn't like it was kept under lock and key. The only thing stopping the MiG was entering the only thing stopping the MiG entering was other MiG seeing him enter. One night, when pretty much everyone was asleep, including MiG Prime, the MiG entered the storeroom. It all seemed normal at first, just some odd trinkets and trophies, including a wooden pickaxe that was the first pickaxe MiG Prime had ever made, a hallmark to the start of his journey. But there was something strange about the room. The MiG could feel something calling to him. There was something in the room with him that wanted out. He turned around and saw an axe. The axe of Vatu. I'm just going to leave you guys with that a little bit. Let it stew in. So he found it. He found the axe. What was he going to think now? That guy keeps returning for real. No, Vatu's actually dead, but the axe kind of has a mind of its own. The axe kind of has a mind of its own. It kind of just does whatever the hell it wants to do. 61 found it. Yes, 61 found it during PC-3. Wow. 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 Good story revelations, guys, right? Hype. Yep. Yeah, so I needed the axe. I wanted the axe, and I needed to find a way to connect it back. And I was like, how do we get from the axe being in Pleasant Craft Season 1 to getting back? I want to see. Okay, whoever is taking notes, once this is done, please post your notes. I want to see them. If you feel comfortable, I want to see your notes. I remember the stuff from PC-2 and before. I remembered. My notes are so messy, but I will share them. Okay, just wait until the end. I have horrible handwriting. It's okay. The MiG could not believe what he was seeing. An axe created by an operator. Why would Prime keep such a thing? Prime has always said that he would never create objects of power nor use his power to change worlds. And yet, here's an example of him breaking that rule. The MiG felt fury rushing through his body as he felt tempted to take the axe. However, as he reached for it, he heard MiG Prime enter the room, quickly hiding to avoid getting caught in the storeroom. Prime looked around as if he knew someone was inside, but he quickly left after being called to the bridge by MiGbot. The MiG decided it wasn't worth the trouble taking the axe, at least for now. The MiG had returned to PC-3 with a sense of confusion and a weight on his chest that felt heavy as a Ravager. But he still felt as if he had a duty to the collective, he was trusted. No, it's he was trusted. He was trusted with arguably one of the most important roles for a MiG to have. See, when I write all these walls of text, I have trouble proofreading it. But even so, he felt as though he had been lied to his whole life, and was now questioning the point of the mission, and that apprehension would lead to further troubles for the MiG. Even though all these thoughts ran through his head, the MiG had suddenly a lot of inspiration for how to continue the megabase, which would change aspects of the base, but would keep the core elements intact. Instead of a musical theme park, he would create a city with various skyscrapers. He looked at a build Pizza had made, a guitar and an amp, and turned it into a skyscraper, with the amp being the first floor and the guitar being surrounded by a large frame making up the majority of the skyscraper. With that, they finally had the complete idea. Music City. This was a time of incredible expansion of the base. The MiG had remodeled more of the builds to fit this new theme, including a building with a massive saxophone sat into the build. He had finally found his groove in terms of creation, and the inspiration didn't seem to stop. But it was only a matter of time before the climb became a cliff. The MIG's luck was about to change, and it all started with, of all things, an Easter egg hunt. I'm going to pause for the ads, but we're starting to get to the turning point. We're starting to get to the events set in motion that would affect basically everything that's going on in Skyblock Kingdom Season 1 and Season 2. So, all of this stuff that's going on here results in a lot of the things that are now the status quo of Season 2. Carpal tunnel's going to kick in during that part. Yep, exactly. But yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I was like worried that I was going to get through this super quick because I did a quick read through of it, and without any interruptions, it took me 50 minutes to read all of this. Only 50 minutes, and we're like 2 hours into the stream. And we still have a ton to go through. And we are 2 hours. Yep. Oh man. But yeah, I want to ask, how are you guys enjoying this so far? Are you guys enjoying the stream? Or let me know if you're being overloaded with information. I tend to just I just tend to yap, and then like not fully properly explain myself. I'm enjoying. Awesome. I'm having a great time. Mentally, heck no. Physically, why? Woo, lore, yeah. We love lore. I miss all of PC-2, but I'm having a good time regardless. Cliff notes, Milkman scammed Mig. Mig was mad. He kind of went insane for a little bit, but eventually he kind of gave up his pursuit of Milkman because Milkman did eventually turn a new leaf and stop scamming people for a bit. Obviously, that still hasn't changed evident to nowadays, even including SBK Season 1, which we only skim over because I never really have like beef with Milkman in that series. Having fun, it's making lots of sense. That's good. I'm glad it's making sense for y'all. I'm always worried that I throw too much information at people at once, that they're like, what? Because it happens to me too. I sometimes get like hit with like a crap ton of information and just go like, what? Excuse me? Got my Dr. Mig next to me and I'm sipping as I'm doing this. Dr. Mig. Once a scammer, always a scammer. Yeah. It makes sense. I'm just tired. Makes me want to write lore. Awesome. If I can inspire someone else to write something cool, if I inspire someone to make the best story ever, I'd feel just as accomplished as if I actually wrote it. Let's check. To make Minecraft lore someday, a dream I've had for so long. Ugh. This is a good song right here. I love this song. I actually learned the lyrics for this. If you guys watch Bleach, you'll recognize this. Just checking a couple things real quick while the ads play. I can't sing too much. I don't want to get this VOD fully muted. You know what's crazy? In one of my VODs, I did like sing to Kickback by Kenshi Yonezu, the Chainsaw Man Season 1. And I think I sang so well that despite having the VOD track muted, the VOD track, I still got copyright striked because I sung it. I almost not striked. I got copyright claimed, so that it wasn't strike. It was claimed. I still got claimed, so I almost take that as a compliment because that means I sung it so well that it was picked up by the content ID system. They hate your swag. Exactly. It happens sometimes. Yeah, exactly. It happens. That's just how it is. That's just how it be. Oh, wait, what? Do you got Iris Out in the playlist? Yes, I do. I wonder, where is it in the queue? It's probably later in the queue, unfortunately. But yeah, we're back from the ads, so we're gonna get back right into it. You're just that good that I had to mute you. Yeah, exactly. How dare this person perform a song? A popular song. All right. Now we get into the Easter egg hunt. King Elfie, a member of PC-3 who entered quite a few months after the world began, put together an Easter egg hunt, hiding eggs all around the server, each one being a different amount of points. Among those eggs was the dragon egg, which was worth the most points. The MiG was very eager not to win, but to acquire the dragon egg specifically. The MiG collective all come from a player Enderman hybrid. This is what allows them to teleport from a portal to any realm in the multiverse. Acquiring a dragon egg strengthens their power of teleportation, so to have the egg would be very helpful for the MiG on his journeys. However, he also believed he had to win the game fairly, so he could not hide the egg in his ender chest nor behind a closed wall, pretending to the rules of the egg hunt. That is, if he actually could find the egg. Insanity Core at its roots, yeah. After only a week, the MiG was very much in the lead in the hunt, finding eggs all over and discovering other players' egg baskets, jeez, which according to the rules were fair game to steal upon discovery. The only egg not to appear was the ever-elusive dragon egg. It was a mystery to the entire server where the egg was. Despite that, the MiG was determined to find it. And on one fateful day, when searching behind the statues in a tunnel at the shopping district, he had finally found the egg. This discovery would secure the MiG the lead for at least a while. That is, until a certain player came along determined to win the game. The MiG was sure that no one would find the dragon egg, as he left it behind an infinite water source behind the back door of a skeleton XP farm that no one used, as there was a much better XP farm in the nether. Despite that, one player who was somehow unaware of the gold XP farm was using the skeleton farm and decided to go snooping. This player was Ducky, a friend of quite a few of the members of PC-3 before joining. Unfortunately for the MiG, Ducky's random search was successful, as she not only found his egg basket, but also the dragon egg, completely taking the MiG out of the lead. But more importantly, the egg was out of reach. The search for the dragon egg took hours. Despite his determination, the MiG began to lose hope. He knew that if he didn't find it soon, he would lose the egg forever. He never knew how close he got to getting it, as Ducky, laughing to herself, watched as the MiG walked right past the spot multiple times. He had finally lost hope on the final day, as he searched the entirety of the main continent, and the game... He had searched the entirety of the continent, the main continent that the game was taking place, to no avail. As the game ended, Ducky further taunted the MiG by revealing the location. Of course, as much as he wanted to, the MiG could not take the dragon egg, as he lost the hunt. This is the beginning of the MiG's downfall. Over the next couple months, all would return to normal on PC-3, and the MiG would continue his work on the Music City megabase, creating a villager trading tower, which would, unknown to him, be the final project he would work on for the Music City project. Despite that, all seemed well. There were new members, new biomes discovered, as well as new items. The MiG was very excited for all of these things and made himself a beautiful cherry blossom home in the new biome. But one day, while cleaning up some shulker boxes in Music City, something strange occurred. As he picked up one of the shulker boxes, he was suddenly and forcefully pulled out of the PC-3. He was not sure what had happened, so he placed, broke, then picked up that same shulker box, and was once again removed. This was a strange discovery, so he had contacted other members of PC-3 to investigate. He handed one of them the box, and as soon as they picked up the box, he was once again removed. The other members found this discovery very funny and decided to keep the box to mess with the MiG, calling it the ban MiG box. The ban box, guys, the ban box. The MiG immediately regretted his choice to show them the box, as it would be used constantly as a sort of joke against the MiG. He was starting to reach his breaking point. The shulker glitch, yep, exactly. Throughout these past couple months, the MiG's discovery of the axe had lingered in his mind. The more he thought about it, the more it ate at him. He had one day decided to try and get the axe, but as he was approaching the door into the private storeroom, he heard a voice behind him. It was MiG Prime. I can't do the full MiG Prime voice, so I'm going to just do my best approximation. "Whatever you are looking for, you will not find it in there," said Prime with concern. The MiG turned towards Prime. "Why do you have it? Why do you have an object with such power?" Prime sighed. "I am keeping it out of reach of anyone who wishes to use it to harm others." "So you believe you are the only one who can make a decision for themselves?" snarled the MiG. Prime, surprised by such an accusation, responded, "Why do you put words in my mouth? I'm simply trying to use the only power I have over any of you to protect you." This filled the MiG with even more fury. "Protect us?" he growled. "Is that what all these secrets are for? To protect me? You thrust me into this position and expect me to just accept that the Admiral suddenly couldn't fulfill his duties? And then even further, he returns without any question? Could you, for once, be honest with you?" "I'm sorry you feel left out," said Prime. "That secret was to protect the Admiral from any rumors spreading. What's in there will only bring you pain and suffering." The MiG once again snarled, but decided it wasn't worth the trouble, so with his head down, he left. But once he returned to PC-3, he would be met with his final straw. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? The scene that sets in motion everything that happens afterwards.
Is this your new shop?
Oh yes, it's
Okay.
coming along very well.
I
I'll
do
let
like
you know
the
when it's
scenery.
ready.
It's a really nice beach backdrop, you know?
I know. Well,
I'm very
That's
upset
really
right now.
not for long. We got to add
Yes.
some more sensory overload here.
Milkman,
Sensory overload.
Yeah. I think it's working already.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! Milkman! What are you doing?
No, just get in the circle. Get in the circle. Here, step right up. Step right up. King, do you want to help me with the process? Here.
Oh, does anyone have those chaos?
Here, Hey, listen. Meg, look at me. Look into my eyes, alright? Just take a deep breath in. Just take it's all gonna be okay, alright? It's all gonna be, just listen to the sounds. Listen to look at the sights. Listen to the sounds. Okay, it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay.
That's all okay.
What is going on?
Sensory overload. Sensory overload. Sensory overload. No more thoughts. No more thoughts.
Only block
Just a
game.
breed.
Only block game. Become a pleasant. There you go. Why are you guys so pleasant? Well, you see, sword it takes away your. Feel better yet? Have you been cured yet?
Oh,
I don't think he's been
okay.
cured.
That's it. I'm leaving the server.
Are you?
Goodbye forever. Six, 2, 1. What happened?
Yeah, they were.
What is it, 221? I have no idea. He won't respond. 621. What realm did you just come from? It's obviously Pleasantcraft. What makes you so sure? I only know one realm that relishes in chaos. You should know this too, Admiral. The Pleasantcraft I knew may have had its moments, but it was never chaos. And how do you know that Pleasantcraft relishes in chaos? You know, word gets around, and I mean, come on, look at this guy.
I don't care. Why?
What is it you're saying? Speak up, 621.
Hey, they really did it this time. I'll unleash Vatu on them. I'll do it.
Vatu? Who's unimportant? We must contain him before.
They don't understand. They don't know who I really am. They think it's a game.
Hey, easy, buddy. It's just
Don't.
Well, I'm out.
Attention all variants. Please be advised, there is a rogue variant within the ship. Current whereabouts unknown. If you are injured or not combat ready, please make your way to the nearest panic room. All other variants patrol your area and contain the rogue if he is found. You may use deadly force if necessary.
Oh my god. I gotta figure out what happened there. Boy, I wish Mick Prime was here. Oh well. So, you might be wondering, who the heck is that? Well, 731 was a newer MiG. He was kind of just, you know, he was part of the World Survey team. And he started his journey in a hardcore world. I didn't write this out fully because I didn't think about it until just now. But that's part of his journey. So there was a hardcore world that I started in 2023 that he was part of. So yeah, he was a new MiG, and he was very unique because he looked very different from all the other MiGs. All the other MiGs were based off the template of 222. But yeah. And it was quite the usual day for 731. You know, he's being, you know, recruited for Adventure of New Worlds, you know, all that stuff. And then he was called up to the meeting room. But before the meeting could start, that's when 621 entered. So he was already making his way there before all of this stuff would even happen. And he was in complete shock. But he had to figure out what happened. So he went through the portal and entered PC-3. But in the Venator, and this is the part that I never really explained, there was other things going on. There was complete pandemonium. There was pandemonium in the Cosmic Venator, as the MiG, who had just killed 2 high-ranking MiGs, was on the loose. The entire ship was on lockdown, with all capable MiGs on the hunt for the MiG. Enter MiGbot, servant of the MiG Collective, director of strategic defense, and the main database of the collective. Yes, 731 went to PC-3. MiGbot had been around since Meg Omega's time. So he's been around for a long time. After alerting the entirety of the ship of the emergency at hand, MiGbot gathered a group of MiGs that were the elite guard of the collective. The Milk Squad. Unfortunately, I couldn't get everything together in time. I wanted to do a little cutscene for this where they were gathered together, but it wouldn't make sense story-wise. First of all, that they would be gathered together because the part of the point of this whole thing is that they were split apart and there was an emergency. They didn't have time to gather together. But these are this is the Milk Squad. One sec. These MiGs were created by a complete accident. Due to Sad Milkman's antics of creating skins, somehow these Milkman MiGs managed to bypass even the clone regulation system, which the Doctor had created. Due to the nature of these MiG clones, there was a debate as to whether they should be banished, especially from the MiG at the time, who was still freshly upset at Milkman's antics. So, every time Milkman made a MiG skin, he somehow accidentally made actual MiGs. That crazy that's what 621 would have said. Or at the time, the MiG. Despite that, the collective had decided as a group to take these MiGs in, because all MiGs are still people and deserve a chance to prove themselves. Over time, they were put through a training regimen to make them proper MiGs, as they were created from an outside influence. Because they were created from an outside influence, they were not privy to the information that all other MiGs were, since they were not clones of MiG Omega. They quickly proved themselves to be very effective in combat and traps, even taking out the Admiral in their training. They quickly made a name for themselves as the Milk Squad. Be careful what you beep there. Despite that, well, oops, I almost went to the same paragraph. This is how I am with reading in general. MiGbot contacted each member of the Milk Squad individually as they were spread out among the entire ship. Unfortunately, despite them being able to cover more ground, some were not fully prepared for the MiG, the first of them being taken out before they were even contacted. The second Milk MiG searched throughout the area where the first one was last seen. The MiG snuck up behind him, but this elite soldier knew he was there. The Milk MiG immediately swung around and swung at the MiG with his sword, injuring him. The MiG, wounded but still fueled by rage, growled in pain. He took a step back, immediately winding himself up to attack. He lunged at the Milk MiG with such great strength, he immediately broke the Milk MiG's defenses, killing him. After the adrenaline wore off, the MiG could feel the wound in his stomach. If he didn't seek medical attention soon, he would die. He knew he had to patch himself up, but he could not accept defeat, limping slowly to the medical room. Unfortunately for the MiG, he led himself directly to MiGbot and the last remaining Milk MiGs. He tried to run, but was quickly cornered by the Milk Squad. And now, we get to this scene. This is one of the only scenes that you're going to get from Season 2 of Skyblock Kingdoms. Let me pause. Okay. All right. I just gotta skip to it. Bo, 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 bo. All right. And this is what I'm talking about.
MiG 621, you are under arrest for your crimes against the MiG Collective. Please do not resist.
I didn't pause that in time. But yeah, that's the context for that scene. You know how crazy I am? I already planned that out. So he was immediately cornered. Yeah. So he was captured, and he was immediately demoted by MiGbot and returned back to being MiG 621. MiG 621 was put into a holding cell for further questioning and sentencing. The news of 621's massacre had shaken the entire collective. This sort of thing was unprecedented among the current generation of MiGs, and there was fear that the leadership was failing to keep things in order, especially since two high-ranking MiGs were dead at 621's hands. MiG Prime felt a heavy weight once he returned from a survey mission into a new realm. He had hoped to bring some good news to 621, but only came back to find pain. He should have known something like this would eventually happen. It happened before, when Prime was young. But he had hoped that the cooperation among these newer MiGs would lead to everlasting peace. But he was blind to the growing issues before him, and it all led to disaster. I'm not going to explain this paragraph. You can infer what you want from this paragraph. But that will be revealed in Season 2, so you don't get any context for this right now. MiG-731, after witnessing the death of both Dr. MiG and the Admiral, went straight back to PC-3 to understand what happened. What happened that would lead MiG-621 to become this full of rage. And it was safe to say that 621 didn't lose his mind for no reason at all, as 731 was immediately met with the ban MiG box upon entry. After returning back to the realm after his forceful removal, he questioned the members of PC-3 as to what just happened, but was not met with answers. Instead, he was met with ridicule and confusion, all of them thinking MiG had just lost his mind. Despite that, 731 decided to stay to, at the very least, figure out what happened and to attempt to finish whatever mission that 621 was on. Transformers 1 style movie with MiG Prime, obviously. That there is a lot of inspiration for that. But not exactly, though. 731 began his investigation by conducting an interview with Cale Hamron. So, he interviewed Cale Hamron to try to figure out what the heck was going on.
Okay. All right. What do you know about the box?
Well, so my box that I have is actually a recreation of it.
Okay.
You see, it's created using some sort of dark magic, I think. You have to put a very, very specific arrangement of blocks in the box.
So, do you know who discovered it, though? I want to know that.
What are you gonna do when you find out?
I'm going to take it as information, and I'm just going to, because I need to know who the other MiG might be targeting if he ever comes back.
Well, I think it was Viking. I wasn't there when it happened, but I think it was Viking.
Did he use it a bunch? Did he use it to bully MiG in some way? Because I know that's something that he was complaining about.
He might have.
It was clear to me that what occurred right before MiG-621 came back to the Cosmic Venator was not the only thing that brought him over the edge. It was clear that further investigation was required, but I also understood the #1 protocol, always pick up where the other left off. So I headed back to what was known as Music City.
All right. So, he tried his best. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot to work with. So he tried to organize. He spent many hours attempting to organize everything he could to finish the project left by 621. He managed to get together a decent storage system and tried to find the plans for the Music City project. However, it seemed that this project was abandoned long before 731's arrival. There were no future plans for the base, and the lack of organization indicated that this project was doomed to fail. He didn't know what to do, but one day, when searching through one of 621's barrels at his starter base, he found a book which revealed a bit of insight into 621's mental state. Another. And I'm just going to let the rest of this just play out. I'm basically just going to let the rest of this kind of play out. Basically. So, have some fun watching some Pleasant Craft Season 3. And this is the last bit of Pleasant Craft content there is. After this is the end of Pleasant Craft as far as now at this current moment. So let's watch.
I have just completed the villager trading hour, or the outside at least. It took me way too long to do it. It's taken me too long to do anything. I've been playing Minecraft for 12 years, so over half my life. I've taken breaks before, but I've been playing the game for 3 years straight with no breaks. I think I might need another. But I know I need to finish this base. I don't know if I can face the server if I don't. But I think I may have already fallen out of love with Minecraft.
And that's giving me a difficult choice. But I think, unfortunately, I must abandon this project and find other things to do. I knew then that this monumental task was impossible. But that's okay. Things fail. We all fail. But understand this. This MiG was not a failure. These ideas and the builds that he did get done, while half-baked, are incredible. The number 2 protocol that never really gets mentioned much is to adapt and move on. I'll move on with this group, but not before I come up with a plan of my own. Well, I told you I'd keep in contact, and here I am. Unfortunately, I must abort protocol LOZ51223 here and wait until PC-4 is ready.
And how long will that be?
I honestly don't know. The Pleasants discussed taking a vacation at a beach or something like that, but nothing.
I'm gonna need you here until then. I'm sending 222 to take 621's place for another realm event that's starting soon, and he was the only other one I had left.
Roger that, boss. I'll be there in a few days. Huh. I was thinking you'd never get here. Yeah, things got a little crazy there. Crazy? How was crazy once? They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A room with rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. Oh yeah, he's been like this for the past, how long has it been? 9 months? Rubber room with rats. Oh, I'm off. Good luck. Crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. How long do you think I'm just gonna sit here? Buddy, until you stop killing your own and stop rambling like a crazy person, you're gonna sit there. Prime has no idea what he's doing. I did him a favor by killing the Admiral. I'm gonna get out of here and end Pleasantcraft for good. I'm not gonna let you do that. So, you're signing with them. After being there in my place? Well, you better be ready. Because I'm coming for them. Huh.
So yeah, that was the end. So that's the end of Pleasant Craft Season 3. That's where we ended off. And now, getting back on track. So, the world that MiG Prime was surveying showed a lot of potential. And he was actually going to send 621 there. There is a timeline where if 621 didn't lose his mind, he would have been on this world. And that world would be a very familiar one to you all. MiG-222 had been a member of the world survey team to look for new worlds to complete the mission. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of success in finding new worlds. And with the recent tragedies, morale was low, and the mission seemed impossible most days. However, one world showed a lot of promise, despite it being a realm that seemed to not have a long lifespan. But MiG-222 had to try. Something had to work. This new realm, which was a series of islands surrounded by void, was the first of its kind, at least to the collective. This realm was named Skyblock Kingdoms, with islands of every wood type occupied by 2 players. The realm was designated SBK-1. And with MiG-222 at the ready, he was given the mission by MiG Prime to make the best kingdom that the realm will ever see. A tall task, maybe even impossible, but 222 had to try, so that maybe the MiG Collective could have some hope again. MiG-222 was now, once again, the MiG. So this guy. Bamboo on top. Yep. Ah, man, this was a lot of fun. That part was probably my favorite part to write because I had this whole cinematic thought to it in my head of like kind of like saying, oh, there's this realm. I wonder what this realm is. It seems very promising, not a very long lifespan. Islands surrounded by void? 222. Oh man, that part was actually like, that part hit the dopamine. That part hit me like when I was writing it. I was like, man, I'm cooking. My keyboard like lit on fire while I was writing it. It was on fire when I was writing that part. If I card stream, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, you're not ready. Honestly, it's not even gonna be as bad as season 2's ending. My ending for season 2 might actually emotionally damage some people. Get this guy. Sorry. I'm a huge Chainsaw Man fan, and one thing that I love about that show is how much it hurts me. The one thing I love about that series is how much it hurts me, and it's given me a lot of inspiration. Sorry. God. I probably shouldn't laugh this much. I need to maintain my composure. I'm still kind of sick. I'm recovering, but I'm sick. But yeah, SBK-1 was immediately a very unique challenge, as certain resources became way more valuable in this infinite void. And gathering those resources was a trial that only the best could conquer. MiG-222 was a member of the Bamboo Kingdom with a good friend of the MiG collective, Kale Hamron. Together, the MiG and Kale very quickly gained a lot of power in the realm, making incredibly useful farms that were adventures of their own to make. In this world, because there were less blocks for monsters to emerge, there were many and any structures that allowed them to spawn. One of these is a nether fortress, which made spawn-proofing an absurdly difficult task. The MiG and Kale were undeterred despite the insurmountable task. They spent many hours fighting and the many blazes that fired from all directions, and trying to spawn-proof as they went along. This was the sort of challenge and excitement that the collective had been looking for. This world had completely changed the routine that they had all gotten used to, and made resource collection much more exciting, as getting items like blaze rods or wither skulls became a massive achievement, especially if one can get them in high numbers. The MiG had found great joy in this world, and was excited to possibly complete the mission of the MiGs to create a perfect Minecraft world. All signs pointed towards this finally being the answer, and you wouldn't be incorrect in that conclusion. The realm had many great members that also shared the goal of making a good Minecraft world that would be remembered by many. And the many stories told already left a lasting impact in the multiverse. The MiG was having so much fun. He almost forgot to give his mission report back to the collective. In fact, he had not even received a message reminding him to report back, which gave him great concern. He tried to contact the Cosmic Vendor. I'm having such trouble reading. But, all right. He tried to contact the Cosmic Vendor, but no one would answer. And this is going to be a big video segment. This is going to be a huge video segment. Like, so massive, like, yeah. Hello? Hello? All right. This is going to be a big video segment because it just gives so much information. This literally covers most of the video. To start, I had some pretty big plans. Kale and I did a lot of preparation for our massive sky island and began the terraforming. And we got some progress done. We managed to get together an amazing furnace system that will get us all the stone we need for this project.
This is the first test of this thing that we have created.
Right.
I'm gonna throw one singular stack of cobblestone into this bad boy. And there it goes.
And we outlined our island using the moss from our moss farm. Unfortunately, Kale was sent off on a very important space mission, which left me on my own. And while I tried to contribute what I could to the project, I had my own plans. You see, I had this big master plan to overthrow OSHA, an organization that says they care about safety, but it seems to be only about control over the server.
To do this, I decided becoming a mole within OSHA would be the best route. And seeing as Kale and I had the most powerful farms within the Nether and established a huge presence there, I had decided to pitch a very appealing idea to Avid, the big boss of OSHA. The Nether needs a little bit of OSHAifying, if you know what I mean.
I've seen a bit of it, and I died in it pretty recently before the End Dragon fight. So yeah, let's take a look. Take a quick look. Yes. Wait. Right.
Okay, this is different.
You haven't seen this yet, have you? You gotta fly up, dude. You gotta see the whole design. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Look at
like,
Look up here. Look
Whoa!
up here.
Who built this?
Yeah. It's still lawless. I mean, you can fall down anywhere.
Yeah. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of Nether OSHA headquarters, which I could set something up, so you don't have to.
I love that. I love that so much. That's a headquarters. That sounds amazing. Can I make one request on this Nether OSHA?
Yes, sure.
Can you call it Nosha?
And while I had some big collaborations in effort to start Nosha so that I could minimize the workload of me actually having to run it so that I could spend more time being the mole, those plans were interrupted by a few things. Over the past month, I had no contact with the people that sent me here. I was sent on a very specific mission to discover clues about a missing person that had disappeared 6 years ago. Due to this lack of contact, I had feared that something terrible had happened, and with no other choice, I went to an undesirable source of information.
It is I, Sad Milktheus, Wizard of the Underswamp. Come in, come in, come in. Would you like to, perhaps, have a wand?
I actually want to ask you about something. All right. So, you're a wizard, right? You dabble in the interdimensional.
Oh yes, all the time. I'm always dipping in and out of the interdimensional.
Yes. So I've got a friend. He's not doing too well. I want you to check in on him.
Give me a moment here. I'm gonna have to ponder the orb. Yeah. What do we got here? Oh, all right. Yeah, I see. There's a little guy in there. He looks a lot like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, he seems to be doing fine. Yeah, he's just hanging out, living his best life.
I was also summoned at court, which was fine, but Sad Milkman asked me to testify and didn't really give me much of a reason to.
Mr. Mig here is another valued customer of Birch Please. And, well, Mig, what do you have to say about our service?
Okay, just give me 1 second. Once upon a time, in a faraway swamp, there lived an ogre named Shrek, whose precious solitude is sun. Wait, no, this is the wrong one. Okay, hold on. I found it. Okay.
Wait.
Birch Please is a very good service with no flaws whatsoever. They have never wronged me or scammed me. And they are very, very... Look, man.
Oh my god.
I can't read this handwriting. It's like really bad.
No, you're supposed to say they are very, very innocent. It says innocent. Do you see at the bottom?
They're very, very innocent.
And there you go.
Question: have we taken an oath of truth?
I mean, you're in the courthouse. You're under oath.
Oh.
Do you have something to say, Meg?
I proceeded to say nothing, and that was the end of it. So yeah, that happened, but that wasn't even the biggest setback. So we've got some work to do here. We gotta make it safe, I think, is the priority. So, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. There's little gaps here and there. I don't think there's gonna... So yeah, that's how I got here. But now I gotta figure out how to get out. I can show you the way. What? Who are you? That matters not now. I can get you out, but you must come find me.
I will be at the end of the cosmos. The end of the end, if you will. Okay, noted. So, how do I get out? You have rockets, don't you? Wait, that's it? I mean, come on, you didn't even try. Yeah, fair enough. Bye now. It seems I haven't gotten that much smarter over the years.
Yeah, I haven't. I still haven't. Oh, come on. Hey, only I can bully me. And my brother. My brother can bully me. He's got the pass. But, so, yeah, he ended up in that strange place, and he definitely questioned what was going on, but there was definitely a lot more that was on his mind. But he thought he'd only spent a few hours there. But as it had turned out, he had been in that strange white void for about 2 weeks in real time. So whatever place he was in was outside of time. He had to figure out how to return to it. So one day when Milkman was not attending to his wizard duties, the MiG broke into the tower and stole some of the books inside to learn how to do magic. He spent many months learning how to peer into the orb so he could figure out what had happened. It took him many months to master the orb, to the point where he put many projects on SPK-1 on hold. But one day he would be confident enough to go to the wizard tower for a look. So yeah, he spent a little bit too much time learning it, which is why canonically it took so long for this MiG to actually figure out how to actually get the base done. So yeah, that's why it took so long. But he looked into the orb and he saw something that was
building mega bases.
Let me pause. Jeez, he saw something that was a little bit unsettling. So let's take a look.
There is one more thing I want to take care of this episode. You see, I have this here that I kind of like swiped from the Birch Kingdom because I know Sad Milkman is kind of retiring his whole wizard thing. So I wanted to see if I could figure out exactly what he saw in the last episode. And inside this book, it just says, to be a wizard, you must do wizard things. So yeah, I kind of, if you're wondering why this video took so long to get out, it's because I was learning to do wizard things. And it took an awful long time, but I think now, I feel like I've learned enough to actually figure out how to do this. So we're gonna head over to the wizard's tower, which we're gonna have to kind of break into. We're gonna have to use this orb here. So we're gonna have to look into it. All right, peering deep into the orb.
There is only a few that remain now. I will find them eventually. But for now, I must continue what I started. I will destroy everything. This is what they get for putting me there, for making me do this. Oh no.
So yeah. 621 had escaped. 621 had escaped. But that wasn't that wasn't the only thing. There were many other things happening, but the most important question you're probably asking yourself is, how did 621 break out? And this has been a question that I've been wanting to answer for a long time, and you get it here, folks. But you get it in SPK Season 2, but I'm going to expand on the whole thing and kind of give you context for
a character that is quite the fan favorite.
Enter MiG 331. When news had broken out of 621's betrayal, many were shocked. This was an unprecedented period of history for the MiG Collective, and faith in MiG Prime's leadership was starting to dwindle. Most believed that a peaceful resolution could be made. Some believed that MiG Prime had to be removed from his position. But there was one MiG who believed 621's scorched earth approach was the only way forward. MiG-331 was always resentful of the collective system of leadership, having dreams of being the MiG, but not even being deemed worthy of being on the survey team. MiG-331 always felt he was being sidelined despite his great charisma and unique voice. He had done a lot of work being an announcer for the collective, sending out broadcasts for anyone to hear in the cosmos in the hopes of attracting enough attention to convince the leadership to make him at least a representative of the collective to the outside world. MiG Prime ran a tight ship. He wanted to be sure that the goal of the MiG collective remained focused and that the intentions of the MiG was clear to the world. Due to that, he always had to disappoint some MiGs in their dreams to become the MiG, as that position was the most important position of the collective. If anyone didn't live up to the code of the MiG and fails to remain focused on the mission at hand, it could mean failure for all MiGs. MiG Prime wanted to give 331 a fair chance like everyone else, but he was rejected almost instantly. MiG-331, despite understanding the code and knowing how to complete the mission, had but one issue: his ego. His primary goal wasn't for the collective, but for himself. He had great charisma and was popular among the MiGs, but he always let it get to his head. His focus was never on the mission, but how being the MiG could gain him even more popularity and fame. He was all for the glory, but MiG Prime knew that he could not carry the burden, as any glorious purpose is more burden than glory. Despite explaining to him that the MiG must always be for the collective first over oneself, MiG Prime could not get through to 331, as he could not understand why he was so quickly disqualified, as he showed the determination to be the perfect candidate. Once again, letting his ego control him, he resented the leadership of the collective. However, he would remain loyal due to the popularity he had among the MiGs, but that would all change on the day of MiG-621's massacre. 331 equals Iron Man. A little bit. Is MiG Prime the rabies MiG? Not right now. When the news broke out, MiG-331 was the only MiG not shocked by this development. The only thing that he could think was,
what took so long?
There had been many signs that the leadership had no idea what direction they were heading, and soon that would lead to fights among the higher ups. He was quick to realize early on that MiG-621 was cracking under the pressure of being the MiG, and there would be a day that he would break fully. Once again, leaving 331 wondering what took so long. Still, 331 had great respect for 621 for being able to work under such conditions. Okay, team must go to sleep. Good night. Enjoy the lore. Good night, Ben. So 331 had great respect for 621 being able to work under such conditions, as any other MiG would have lost their mind long before he did. So 621 had some resilience for sure. One night, MiG-331 decided he had to meet with 621. The only problem was that MiG-731 was constantly guarding him, and there was a member of the remaining Milk Squad standing outside as an extra layer of security. His only opportunity would be a very short window. His only opportunity, which would only be a very short window, was to sneak in during the monthly meeting of all the MiGs. This would leave the room open for at least an hour, but he would need to come up with an excuse as to why he's missing the meeting. But he had little time for that, as the meeting would occur the very next week. Right before the meeting, MiG-331 very intentionally slept in to make it appear as if he missed the alarm and stayed in bed the whole time. He was very careful as to not to trip the sensors that would alert MiGbot to his location, making sure to not open or close any doors unnecessarily. The only door that would prove to be a challenge were the doors right near the holding cell. The first door wouldn't be so suspicious, as the room behind was the bulk storage room, which was a common area for the MiGs to be in. But the problem was that he would immediately be spotted by the Milk MiG. But he had a plan for that as well. On the days leading up to the meeting, 331 would always stop by the bulk storage room to observe as he collected materials. He noticed that before 731 left, the Milk MiG would enter the holding room to wake 731 up, as he was endlessly on guard. So, he would be spending 24/7 there and fall asleep there. 331 heard the door to the holding room open up behind the wall of the first door, which is when he immediately opened the door and the door in front of him. And where am I? I lost my place. Immediately opened the door in front of him and ran right next to the wall near the door. His grayscale appearance made him blend in with the wall very well. So he stood up against the wall right next to the door to the holding cell, praying that he wouldn't be spotted. I'm bad at reading, guys. The Milkmaid and 731 quickly sprinted out of the room, seeming to be in some sort of rush. But as it was 3 minutes after the meeting, the start time, the rush made complete sense. So they were late. So that happens. 331 ran right for the door, hoping that being in such a rush, 731 and the Milkmaid wouldn't notice him. Luckily for 331, they both had tunnel vision and did not see or hear 331 at all. Once inside, 331 realized he had prepared so much for getting inside the holding room that he had no idea what to say. "What are you doing here?" snarled 621, looking as if he had become a feral animal.
I came here to see you.
331 hesitantly responded.
I believe you are right.
61 slowly smiled and began to cackle maniacally. "That's what you wanted to say?" He chuckled. You think I'm after praise like you are? Ridiculous. You have no idea what trouble you're getting yourself into. That's why you were rejected, wasn't it? 331, although offended, responded.
Maybe I am full of myself, and yes, I do want the praise. But I know one thing. These MiGs are the reason our progress has not gone one bit further. They hold us back and limit our true potential. The world could finally see us for the amazing, powerful people we really are. But it must begin with a cleanse. A cleanse of the filth that we let into our collective for far too long.
That was the wrong button. My beloved Meg. Hearing exactly what he wanted to hear, 61 stood up straight and stared into 331's gray eyes. "Do you really want to help me?" he asked.
Yes.
"Then I need you to grab something for me. An axe stored within Prime's private storeroom." 331 was stunned.
His storeroom? How could I?
"It's not very well guarded," 61 interrupted. "Wait until all are asleep."
But MiG Prime is...
He's not omnipresent. Even he needs to rest his eyes. Most MiGs don't know that. He has so effectively convinced him that he will know no matter what, that they never even tried. 331 looked down with great fear, knowing that if he followed through with this mission, he can never go back. He took a breath and looked up at 621.
It will be done. Oh.
I forgot to turn it off. 331 rushed towards the meeting room, only being about 20 minutes late, which was unusual for him as he always was on time to a meeting. MiG 731 questioned his late arrival, to which 331 responded,
Must have slept through that dang alarm.
731 gave him a somewhat suspicious look, but there were more pressing matters. As it turned out, after a bit of research, it was confirmed that there was something that the MiG Collective was looking for, signs of MiG Omega, the original MiG of the Collective, and missing for many years, was found in the void beyond SBK-1. This new, his energy signature from his great power was all over the void, providing a protective layer that prevented unauthorized operators from entering SBK-1. This news would soon reach MiG-222 as he received a means to communicate to the Venator. Soon, possibly, but it doesn't. Unfortunately. This news bored 331 as he believed that MiG Omega was a myth told by the higher-ups as a distraction to the fact that they were absolutely no idea what they were doing. 331 divided his time and waited until nightfall, where he would make his move. All right, so the ads are coming soon. I have to run to the bathroom again. Once again, I've been drinking a lot of water. But before the ads start, does anyone have any questions? Is everyone clear about like what's going on here? I'd like to make sure that people can actually make sense of whatever the heck is going on in my weird brain. I'm pretty good. Yeah, I like 331 was like writing this. I was really happy with 331 as a character. 331 is definitely one of my favorite characters because he's such a unique, weird guy. He's almost nothing like me. He's got a huge ego, and he loves praise. I really don't care about any of that. Pretty sure I'm still following? 6 pages in right now? Oh, man. Why isn't rabies vaccination required for MIGs? They're anti-vaxxers. Just kidding. No, that's not true. Yeah. But yeah, I've been like 331 is such an interesting character to me because like you could tell he's obviously more in it for himself than he is 621, but he's willing to go the extra mile to follow through on something he believes in. I love 331's characterization. Love characters who are jerks. He's not. I mean, he is ego driven, but he like the biggest thing is he's just kind of selfish. He's kind of just in it for him. I wouldn't say that necessarily makes him a jerk. He's just not very thoughtful of other people all the time. I'm gonna assume that Dr. Mig just doesn't do that area of medical. Yeah. Look, he's a bit insane himself too. Like, come on, think about it. Think about all these things that the MIGs could have done to prevent all of this, you know? But like, it's not about that. It's about the fact that like this sort of idea is kind of like how like my journey in life was that I was constantly self-sabotaging in a lot of ways, you know? And that's kind of what this story is a little bit about. All of them are insane. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we have ads starting in a minute, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom again. So just listen to this good music, and we'll be right back after the ads. I realized I didn't mute. Oops. How's it going, everybody? We're gonna wait for the ads to finish. We got ads in progress. But yeah, I'm just so. Oh man, we're 3 hours in, and we still have like a lot to go before we reach where before we reach the where we need to go. It's just so. There's just so much. Hey, at least my channel points are going up. There's just so much happening in this lore. And I'm like, how, like when I actually started writing it out, I'm just like it was the first time I ever thought to myself, why am I storing this much information? Hey, Albie. Like, what am I doing here? Like, I swear, like, this is not the only, like, massive story I have in my brain, like, constantly. Like, all of this history is always running through my head about this story. Like, I will be at work planning out where I'm going to put the story next, and I always use the history of the story. And this is why this whole thing is so helpful to me too. How long do you think this stream will take? It'll probably take maybe another hour. Might be another hour. We're getting to like the end game at a certain point. Juju, get your dog. 331, he don't bite. 331.
He doesn't bite.
61, grr, feral noises. 222, yes he do. Exactly. Honestly, this stream is going a lot longer than I thought it would. Like, I honestly thought we would be, like, done by now. But, like, I'm still getting through the events leading up to 621's escape and, like, reign of the Cosmic Venator. I'm so glad that 331 came up. I love 331. Kind of want to cosplay him at one point. That'd be awesome. I love 331. He's such a interesting character. Like, he never ends up being like the Mig or anything, but he always ends up being like he ends up being such an essential part to this. So yeah. Continuing on. Let's turn the music down a little bit. Think you have a thing for characters with egos like that? Once every Mig was asleep for at least an hour or two, 331 slowly got out of his bed and left the sleeping quarters, once again being careful not to trip any sensors. Arriving at the entrance to Prime's private storage room, he once again took a deep breath, ready to potentially lose everything. He entered the room and immediately felt a heavy presence, something calling to him. He looked to his left and saw it, the axe. He slowly approached, then took the axe off the frame. He suddenly felt compelled to move to the holding cell. 731 was immediately alerted by the alarm triggered by 331 opening the door to the private storeroom. Why can't Migbot take care of this? 731 groaned, immediately being informed that Migbot had to charge, so he was dead. He had to recharge. So he was on duty for this alarm. He dragged his feet towards the private storeroom, being on the opposite side of the ship that the holding cell was. Along the way, he suddenly felt a heavy presence in the area, as if his whole body was being dragged down by an anchor. He stopped and turned around to see 331, axe of Vatu in hand, heading to the holding cell. The crushing weight became unbearable, knocking 731 over and rendering him unable to move. He had to warn somebody, but he was incapacitated. The worst had come to pass. 621 was going to be fully unleashed. All of the MiGs slowly woke up as an alarm triggered, as Big Prime woke up to alert that one of the Milk MiGs who stood guard was killed. All of the MiGs on 331's pass could not bear the weight of the axe placed on them as 331 passed them. When he got to the holding cell, quickly breaking down the barrier with the axe and handing the axe to 621, it was very easy for 621 to immediately run out and kill the nearby MiGs. Another massacre on a greater level had begun, and this would change everything forever. The slaughter was 10 times the massacre of the first, with 621 killing 3/4 of the collective. MiG Prime immediately called for an evacuation of the entire ship, finding 731 keeled over in an excruciating pain. MiG Prime granted him some divine protection against the effects of the axe, allowing 731 to be able to stand up and fight. "We must go now," said Prime, with a hint of fear in his usually steadfast and confident voice. "It's too late to try and fight him here. I need you for a very important mission." "Understood, sir," panted the 731, still trying to recover from the shock. They sprinted towards the portal room, but were immediately met with 621 and his new weapon. "Going somewhere?" chuckled 621, with a firm grip on the axe. "Not anywhere of your concern," Prime responded, preparing an attack. "Sorry, we just implemented a travel ban within this ship," said 621, immediately charging towards MiG Prime and 731. Prime quickly unleashed his attack, pushing 621 through the solid wall of the ship, but not in time before he was struck by 621's axe. Prime, for the first time since before he became an operator, was mortally wounded. And let's show you another clip. And this is where we enter a very interesting world.
To make my escape.
Seven 731 man. You must go to LS-0 and establish a base for us. You are our only hope.
Understood. Running will only delay the inevitable. It's over, Prime.
There is nothing you can destroy that we can't rebuild.
You might be wondering what happened after the first lunge. Filled with anger, 621 lunged towards Prime, putting all his strength into one massive swing, striking Prime. This strike would be fatal, and MiG Prime, leader of the MiG Collective, was now dead. Prime is gone forever. But his influence would remain and would be the lifeline of the MiG Collective. 61 quickly wanted to implement changes attempting to deactivate the clone regulation system, which would allow him to freely create clones, a process previously restricted by Dr. MiG. The Doctor understood that if not carefully monitoring the mental split between two MiGs emerge from one, there can be catastrophic results. 61 did not care about these consequences, wanting an army for himself to take down the remaining MiGs and destroy all they had built in the process, starting with SBK-1. Although due to the evacuation alert, all systems were completely locked down. Anytime 61 attempted to shut down the system, he'd be met with an error message mentioning protocol LS-0 as the reason for his denial of access. What is LS-0? He asked himself. May I be of assistance, sir? Wait. This is not the same robot voice, but this is a robot voice.
May I be of assistance, sir?
61 jumped and turned around to see MiGbot standing before him. Give me a reason not to kill you where you stand, yelled 61.
I must warn you, shutting down the clone regulation system can lead to unsuccessful mental splits in the cloning process, and could lead to the death of the resulting clone.
I know that, 61 growled. I can't shut it down anyways because of this stupid LS-0 protocol. MiGbot slowly stepped towards the computer.
I can bypass the system for you, sir.
61 was confused as to why the bot was helping him, but he had a sudden realization, asking for confirmation. Why are you helping? MiGbot slowly turned his head towards 61.
Because you are MiG Prime, sir, and I must serve the MiG Collective.
After discovering that MiG-621 had taken the Venator, MiG-222 had no choice but to push forward with the mission. Although unknown to him, 61's reign of terror would already impact him on SBK-1. In the months that followed, 222 would change his appearance many times, becoming Dark Oak MiG as part of the island swap event, but mainly becoming the Bamboo Samurai in the Bamboo Kingdom, which would quickly develop his own identity within SBK-1. Luckily for 222, he has had numerous experiences in creating clones, that he could do it without even realizing it. He was not even conscious of the split until one day, when the three MiGs had heard a call in their sleep by another MiG, and had to learn more about what had happened. The three MiGs, still unaware of their separate consciousness, leapt into the void once again, and found themselves in a strange world that seemed familiar, at least to one of them. As they approached a light in the distance, they were met with a familiar face. MiG Prime. So yes.
Calling all MiGs.
Calling all MiGs.
What is recognize? Wait, what is this place? Should probably head that way.
When I started this world, I had no idea what it would lead to. But I guess that is the beauty of it. Wouldn't you say, 222?
I recognize this place, but I don't remember it.
You aren't the same MiG that I sent many months ago.
I thought I was, but I guess this experience changed me.
Do not worry, my young child. It is only a good realm that could bring out new MiGs. But all of you will need a home, and the Venator has fallen.
What are we gonna do?
I've sent one of our brave soldiers to LS-0 to set up a base for us.
LS-0? Oh, we're really in the end times here.
I'm afraid so. But there is nothing he could destroy that we can't rebuild.
What must I do?
Remain in SPK-1, at least until the others have moved on. But I must warn you, 621 is looking for all of us, and soon he will realize that many from PC-3 are residing in SPK-1. So he will be looking for you.
Understood.
So, LS-0. What is that? That's something that 61 didn't know about. So, yeah. I'll tell you what LS-0 is. Right here.
What is LS-0? Well, sir, what is it? Are you okay, Prime?
Yes, sorry, I was pondering. LS-0 is our doomsday protocol. It has always existed since the dawn of the Collective. If the Cosmic Venator is ever compromised, I will send one of our brave soldiers to set up a base in a world that few know of. It will be our last survival.
And that is last survival. So, that's where 731 was this whole time. He was stranded in a new world. But he did not waver despite this tremendous weight on his soldiers. That's shoulders. Jeez. He immediately got to work and to set up a starting base for all of the remaining MiGs, of which there were not many left. With 731's experience in survival in fresh realms, with many worlds restricting access to a MiG's ability to respawn, 731 quickly gathered enough resources to put together a rather large house, which would have enough space to house a small community of MiGs until expansion was possible. But he still had one task left, to obtain a goat horn. To be able to communicate with MiGs on other realms, the goat horn was easily modified to be able to be played at frequencies that the MiGs were trained to respond to, and it echoed across the multiverse. 731 spent a week searching for a snowy mountain containing goats to be able to get a horn from them. Luckily, finding them was the worst of the battle. Now it just took a quick dodge to have the goat run into a wall, obtaining a goat horn. With that, shut up, Albie. With that, he was able to call the MiGs. 1 second. I hit pause and it takes like 5 seconds.
Yes. Calling all MiGs. 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 There is a new safe haven for the collective. LS-0 is now open and ready for occupation by the collective. The rendezvous portal will be activated shortly. Please stand by.
Aye, aye, matey. New land for plundering.
Ah, 925. Good to see you're still kicking.
You call this ready? We're doomed.
Nice to see you too, Batmig.
Charity.
Wait, you survived?
Charity.
Fair enough. Whoa, wait, how are you here? I saw you die.
I cloned myself, obviously.
Right. So that is LS-0. And from this point on, Last Survival doesn't really get much mention because it's only going to be important much later.
Charity.
So yeah. All right. But now they had everything they needed to rebuild. It was only now that they had to regroup, recuperate, and contact the MiGs on SBK-1. 526 had resolved to fight 621 if he ever arrived on SBK-1. Finally getting to work on the massive bamboo castle as a defensive fort. Progress would be slow to start, as 526 and by extension 222 had not worked on such a massive project in a long time. 526 had trouble finding the proper motivation to get this fortress complete as soon as possible. And the sheer scale put a lot of pressure on 526, who, as a young MiG, did not know how to handle. But he would soon find the proper motivation as he would receive a call from Dr. MiG, with a warning that could be certain doom for SBK-1. Once again, another clip. Also, I'd like to answer Purple Prince Blood right now, because the consciousness is being split while they're in a Minecraft world. 222 and Dokemig cannot like physically manifest in the world yet. They could only kind of like be like phantoms, you know, beside the Bamboo Mig, who's currently the one like that's physically there. Who's 526? That is the Charity Mig. Not the Charity Mig. What am I saying? Sorry, I read Charity. It's this Samurai Mig. The Bamboo Samurai Mig.
And Fallen.
Oh, I did not expect to be met with Milkman's voice. It's a Mig Milkman lore. No, it's not.
It's news for me. So, you're the new kid. Looks like I've got some news for you. Good news? No. I've detected an anomaly in SBK-1. I'm suspecting some tampering with the world. You don't think... I cannot say for sure if this is 621's doing, but it seems he has already shut down our clone regulation systems, hence your existence. But you must be ready, because if he also brought the realm transportation system back online, it's only a matter of time before the Navicomputer points him in your direction.
Whoa, slow down there. First of all, that's a lot of exposition. Second of all, what?
To keep it brief, you must defend SBK-1.
Do whatever you can to prepare. Okay, I will do what I can. I must warn you, you may not survive. Ah, what the heck. I was created for the Bamboo Kingdom. I will die a bamboo samurai. Very well then. Proceed. So there's something coming to this world.
Yeah, there is definitely something coming to the world. So, 526 immediately started making full preparations. But there was something weird that was happening. While 526 was making his preparations to complete the island that would serve as the foundation for the fortress, Miggs noticed something falling in the distance, looking to be a block of sand. He wasn't sure if someone was pulling a prank on him, so he walked towards the edge of the island to have a look, seeing 2 more non-gravity blocks fall into the void. What in the world was happening? Is this a result of something 621 did or something else? Many thoughts rushed through 526's head. And 526 and 222 are not the same person anymore, by the way. Nobody knew what was happening. Oh wait, I skipped ahead. Many thoughts rushed through 526's head as he flew towards the Nether Kingdom to meet up with other members of SPK-1 to try and figure out the current situation. Nobody knew what was happening. Everybody had their own theories. Some believed that Milkman may have broken the sand duper. Abbott had his wild theories about an up void, but no one had a definitive answer as to what was happening. All this was more reason for Mig 526 to finish what he started. He got together everything he needed to complete the island with the help from the other members of SPK-1, who only lifted 526's spirits in these trying times. He would do anything to protect the others from harm, even if it meant sacrificing himself. He had built a beautiful castle, garden, and bamboo forest in record-breaking time for a Mig. And what he built was impressive in scale, dwarfing most builds that the collective had ever made, even making the Venator look smaller. And he would be just in time as a new player would enter SPK-1 unknown to him. 621 had arrived, and his first goal was to kill this new Mig. '61 was quite impressed with the builds in this world, but he was not to be distracted by his mission. He had to find the Mig. He tried to sneak into the Bamboo Kingdom through the Nether, but he found himself deep within the island. This Mig still hadn't moved the portal to the surface, despite that very surface looking very complete. Typical of the Migs not to finish what they started. But luckily for 621, there were many pieces of gear left to take an armor up to fight this Mig. Despite 621 gaining an operator powers granted him by the Axe of Vatu, he was initially unable to enter SPK-1, being informed by the system that the world did not allow operators into the world. Geez, I can't read. So before he left for this foreign realm, he made a contingency. While the shutdown of the clone regulation system made it very easy for 621 to create new clones very quickly, it did not lead to an army of loyal Migs as he had hoped. Many died to I swear to God, I can't. I need to stop for a moment. Many had died due to the unstable mental split that was amplified by 621's already fragile mental state. But the ones that did survive were very violent and unruly, unable to listen to any reason and having to be killed by 621. This delayed any sort of progress for quite a while, but one ended up being successful. This Mig was named Mig 918 and was the perfect candidate, as Migbot had assisted 621 in removing 918's memories, making him a blank slate. This seemed to keep 918 stabilized and able to function as intended. With 918 loyal and strong, 621 was confident to leave him with 331 and Migbot. As 621 grew closer, the blocks falling from the sky began landing on the ground and piled up very quickly. So, this is the final clip. This is the final clip. It's gonna be long, but it's basically gonna reach the end. It is of what there is, what it is. This is the ending. What does this mean? Is it gonna bury us?
Hey, Doc, the blocks are hitting the ground now. What is happening?
Dang it. It's the one outcome I'd hope I'd never see again.
What, again?
All Skyblock worlds have a doomsday clock. It always comes inevitably, whether it be years or minutes. When the clock strikes, a new world is created, burying the Skyblock world.
Wait, what?
You and the others must leave. It's too dangerous to stay. You will be buried alive.
Buried, you say?
Wait, what are you saying? 526, do not...
Alright, I know what I must do. You both must go. I'm staying. What? No, you're coming with us. Yeah, not only is the world ending, he is coming. You will never survive. I know, but think about it. If the world is going to bury everything in its path, maybe we can bury him along with it. Look, that makes sense, but he doesn't know his way. Maybe he's already buried. I'm not willing to risk that. I can keep him distracted long enough. You must go. Alright. I'm gonna miss you, Samurai. May Mig Omega be with you. I must say, I'm quite impressed with what you built here. Too bad the world you chose is one of chaos. Hey, chaos can be fun. Obviously not too much, but a little bit here and there ain't bad. You're an awfully chummy Big. I just learned to not take stuff too seriously. You're unbearably naive. Well, I was born a month ago. Sorry, just fixing the quality real quick. Never mind. What the heck? You gotta be kidding me. I guess I have to go on auto. Dear God. You are ruining the moment! You know, for a samurai, you are terrible with that weapon. I usually use a sword, but this hits harder. Are you trying to kill me? Nah, you idiot. I'm stalling. I see. You mean to bury me, like the pharaohs of old. Well played, samurai.
You again. Like I said, I will be at the end of the end. So that's it? I'm done? Yes. I will say that was quite a clever plan, and you put yourself in the front lines to protect the ones you care for most. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? You didn't do it out of obligation. You could have left, but like you said, you couldn't take that chance. Yeah, I guess. By the way, who are you? I am the one that came before the split. Unfortunately, I created Prime on accident, out of a desire to try and continue what I should have ended, but also to create something new. I should have realized my time was over. Wait, you're Mig Omega? Yes, my child. And I must thank you. I'm unfortunately fading away, and I needed someone to take my place. I used to inspire hope in my children, but unfortunately it turned into an obsession to find me. You must take on my mission. But I'm dead, how do I do that? You have already done the biggest part. Your story may be over, but your hard work, determination, and bravery has lit the spark that will carry our people on. I now must go. Move on. I am a relic of a past that too many have clung on to. So I am proud to call you Mig Omega.
What was that? 61 lives. In the forest. 61, suddenly finding himself in a world no longer restricted by his operator powers, quickly activated his godlike abilities to remain alive in the avalanche of rocks and dirt that covered both he and the samurai. He was stranded, but his resolve had never been stronger. He will find a way out and complete his revenge. He will find LS-0 and eliminate the remaining MiGs by any means necessary. So that was it. So that's where we're at right now. A poem. Purgatory, yep. I won't be getting into anything SBK Season 2 because that is still ongoing. That's where that's from. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. That monologue all takes place in that world. So yeah, that's the end. I said if I cried I'd kill you, so time to die. You could kill one of the other MiGs. Oh yeah, the old ending music. Yeah, when I used to just stream on Twitch. You can kill me. But yeah, that is the entirety of this document. I will have to make some edits, and I will release this in the state that it is, but I still have to do things like complete the character sheets, of course. But yeah, this will give a lot of context to things that are happening in Skyblock Kingdom Season 2, but it's not going to answer all of the questions that you have, because there's still more mysteries. Like, what the heck happened with MiG Prime and MiG Omega? And, you know, what a bunch of other things that are still unanswered. And all of that will be answered soon in Skyblock Kingdom Season 2. Pictures is helpful for my brain. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that don't have images because they literally don't happen in videos. But there's a lot of connective tissue. So glad there's only ever one MiG. He's so normal. Want me to post the notes I took? If you want to. But yes. How's everyone doing? Are we doing okay? Are we doing good? This story has been years in the making. Half a decade in the making. I understand a lot now. Awesome. So yeah, this VOD, first of all, I've recorded it. I'm probably I'm gonna edit down, but this VOD I'm gonna post onto my VODs channel, and I will give you all the link to that in my next stream. That's why Megan SBK2 only ever wants to use an axe. He's the clone with the memory wipe. Yes. But the thing is that you can't truly wipe memories fully. They just get buried in your subconscious. So there's certain things about 918 that are very similar to 621 just purely by the fact that he's still kind of like 621. Someone who came in during SBK2, I understand so much more. That's awesome. People's in the house, not me. What's the current MiG? 918 is the current MiG. That's the MiG that is currently in Skyblock Kingdoms Season 2. But there are many factors at play. You have 222 currently in the holding cell that 61 was once held at. You have 331 in the void with MiG Omega, or 526 who became MiG Omega. You have 621 who is with MiGbot currently plotting to take over SBK Season 2 so that they can basically cause enough of a ruckus to get the attention of the MiG Collective and force them to do something, exposing their location. He's different to the original and only understandings. Scobo, thank you for the amazing stream. I'm glad y'all enjoyed. Yeah, that is going to be the end of the stream.
I'm going to go send you guys out to somebody else. Let's go find someone to raid. I will also, I have the playlist. It's currently unlisted, but if you want to get some of the context for everything, I'm going to post the playlist right here. We raiding out? Yes, we are. I'll tell them that you traumatized me. Aw. This is a good song. Let's go raid Leon. He's got cool lore. I'm going to raid one of the lore guys.
What I was thinking.
All right. Make sure to use this raid message if you are subscribed. If you're not, that is okay. Just use raid 2. And we're going to go raid. Hold on. I got to make sure I get this right. Leon 69 Yeet Dab. All right. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next stream on Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. So bye-bye. Oh, that's the wrong button.